called me to be like, hey, just so you know, like, there is a little bit of, controversy. He's done some edgy, content in the past. And I said, is edgy white people speak for racist? And he said, yes. And I said, okay. And I said, all right. And that was all.
No, it's not.
No.
Just so we're clear, edgy doesn't mean racist. It can also mean homophobic.
Being very just not wanting to be responsible for how other people felt. Me existing in the world and,
There you go. He just gave you the reason. He just gave you the reason why that apology wasn't sincere. Let's go back and hear it again, since the racial investigator is fucking just, she is completely checked out and missed the fact that he just gave the game away. Why? iDubbbz, please tell us, why did you apologize? Is it because you felt remorse or empathy, or is it because...
just not wanting to be responsible for how other people felt.
Oh, because you didn't want to take responsibility. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be responsible for other people's feelings.
Don't.
And I know this is going to sound crazy. And shut up. And I know this is going to sound crazy.
I wonder.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect a black person on stream.
Really?
I apologize. I apologize to you and the black community.
I was gonna say,
I didn't mean to silence black voices just then. I was just trying to get my thought out, and I was obviously interrupted by an empowered black woman, and I should have let her speak. And that's my fault, and I apologize for that. I will pay you reparations as soon as the stream is over.
What year?
Okay. Well, I wanted you here for this because iDubbbz went on a podcast.
Oh God, no.
And his rise to fame back in 2016, the thing that made him a millionaire was his combination of combining the N-word with the F slur into one word, and then he said it a lot. And you know what? He feels the ripe old age of 32. He's learned empathy, and he feels bad about that. He feels bad about his use of the N-word and the F slur, but I guess he's first he's apologizing to the blacks. Sorry, the black community. Forgot you guys have meetings. Well, he went to one of those meetings, and he's apologizing to the black community for his use of the N-word. Now, I imagine at some point he's going to have to apologize to the gay community for his use of the F slur at the end of the N-word. And Lord forbid he meet a black gay man, because I don't know what he's going to do with that one.
Yep.
But he's going to start with the N-word. He's going to apologize to the black community. And I wanted you to observe this, because this lovely face before you.
Oh,
she.
You're talking about the girl.
Yeah. She is the.
I've seen her somewhere before.
Well, she is the face of the black community.
No.
Okay.
I'm already gonna stop you there. There. I've seen her somewhere before, and I don't like the feeling I'm getting off of
she's the face of the black community.
Nope.
She speaks on y'all's behalf, and she even has she's got the credentials to back it up.
What credentials?
Well, we'll let her take it from here.
A lot of black creators and black people in general have had to deal with the environment that me and other creators have made.
Because if we had the ability to cancel you, you wouldn't have been successful in the first place.
And I totally get Francesca's feelings of you can't undo 5-10 years of harassment that I've received.
Not being a racist, not being a bigot is the bare minimum. We're not giving out cookies for that.
Well, we'll see. Apparently, this is I'm gonna let you read that.
Yeah.
So I don't. So I don't butcher it. That's.
I don't know.
That's her name.
Oh my God! Is that your government name?
That's her. That's her name. Okay. She's government name. No, sweetie. She's not going by her slave name. Okay, this is her real name.
Okay.
And it's featuring iDubbbz and Francesca, whoever that is.
Okay, sure.
These people are on your side. These are your people. How are you already upset?
No, I did not ask for anybody to be on my side. And I get the feeling that this is just shit that's gonna piss me off at the end of the day.
Well, let's find out.
I want to preface this video with a disclaimer. If you are somebody
any video that starts with a disclaimer, well, you're in the luck because she has a nickname right there in the parentheses. Olay.
That is not what that is. What
that is her nickname. Olay.
Like the skincare brand?
She is absolutely
Oil
radiant.
of Olay?
Obviously, she is absolutely radiant. Look at this queen. She is glowing. Clearly, she cares about skincare. I don't know what's up with those eyebrows, but clearly she cares about skincare. Okay. And her name is... Oh, I'm going to try to say it since I can't get the black woman to say it.
Olayemi.
You didn't say the last name.
Olayemi Olurin. Just stop. Oh my God, just stop.
This is going to be a fun ride.
who innately finds the mention of race or racism agitating, turn this video off and go where the love is, because you are not gonna find it here, babes, and we are being productive today. This is not a drama video. It's not a video about canceling anyone. It's not even a video about railing against white content creators who create platforms doing bigoted content and apologize and or pivot. It's about trying to get to the root of how these platforms come to exist in the first place, why they seem to persist in spite of the communities that they harm, actively telling those creators that it causes harm, and what, if any, material things those creators can do to mitigate the harm they've caused and or at least demonstrate their sincerity so we, as an audience, can better determine who is being genuine and who's just trying to make some kind of leftist rebrand. Because the reality is, this exists, this happens. So what do we do going forward? This is not a video about condemnation. It is about problem solving, and it's about recognizing very real realities, very different kinds of harms and different perspectives and opinions people are entitled to have around harm that is caused. I interviewed iDubbbz, or Ian.
I was being very just generally uncaring.
But before I show you that interview, I need to first give you a little backstory and explain to you why I interviewed him so you have the proper context to view it in. Because again, this is not about him as an individual. He is a case study, which is why I first interviewed Francesca Ramsey, an amazing writer.
So apparently iDubbbz is going to be a case study. He is the representative of my people being interviewed by the representative of your people.
So wrong.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
This is so wrong.
This is going to be so fun.
Already.
I'm here for it, baby. Let's fucking go.
Comedian, actress, and also somebody that iDubbbz had personally attacked and caused a harassment campaign to wage against her for years.
I've never heard of this person.
I was going to say, is this harassment campaign?
Francesca, I have seen all of iDubbbz videos from back then. I have never once heard him mention this person's name. How did he have a harassment campaign?
So a harassment
Francesca?
Campaign
I don't even think he made... How many content cops are actually on black people? Wasn't it just the one? Wasn't it just Jinx? Where the fuck is Jinx? Why is he not here? Why is this Francesca person? How did he... Okay.
Someone thinks highly of themselves.
Okay. Maybe I missed that content cop Francesca. I don't remember this one. Okay.
Started thinking about this because I co-host a show called The Leftist Mafia. And a couple of months ago, we had to remove one of our co-hosts, Illuminati, when substantial...
Leftist Mafia, that's the podcast.
The Leftist Mafia. Oh.
And they had to remove a co-host. Why now?
Evidence was brought to the table to show that she had a history of attacking and harassing every creator that seemed to cross her path. But more than that, we learned that she had done what I like to call the leftist rebrand. It's when white content creators build platforms on what they call edgy but bigoted content, And then after years of causing harm and attacking absolutely anybody who criticized them for it, they simply apologized to their audiences who not only never cared that they did it, loved them precisely because they did it. And that audience, of course, forgives them because it was never their harm to forgive. And they go on business as usual. The problem with these redemption arcs are...
How do you know that there was no black people in their audience? Why are you assuming that their entire audience was white? Okay.
rebrands, however you choose to characterize it, is that one, you never really know who's being sincere versus just making some kind of pivot for their own financial or professional gain. Two, there are rarely any concrete acts of atonement made to or for the individuals or communities that were actually harmed, and they're usually...
What's the act of atonement? You're a content creator. You got some popular content. You said the N-word. People loved it. People cheered. It made you famous. Now you're famous and you don't want to be about that because times have changed. That's no longer acceptable on YouTube. So what's the atonement? If apologizing isn't enough, what's the atonement? What should they do?
I'm curious.
I mean,
curious as well.
What would your answer be? What should they do? How would you want a white YouTuber to apologize or to atone for using the N-word in their videos?
First, I'd have to care about this shit.
Fair point.
Okay.
left entirely out of the conversation. 3, while it does theoretically make sense to want to forgive people for doing something wrong and then recognizing that and wanting to do better, little exploration is had into whether or not giving out that forgiveness so freely incentivizes other white creators to build their platforms this way, knowing they will be excused in the future. And 4, little exploration is had into why those creators didn't seem to realize their behavior was apology worthy when the communities they were harming were actively telling them it was. As Francesca put it,
they will make you a target and they will make you their jumping off point, and they will use bigotry as a come up.
Yes.
And I don't want to be right. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
But as I'm seeing it happen, I'm like, I said this would happen.
This is literally the joke police. This is literally joke policing.
I mean, Jesus Christ, pot, meat, kettle.
Literally the joke police. The dude made jokes.
Y'all are talking about people doing shit that you are currently doing. But sure. Okay.
They're not using racial slurs. How dare you?
How
dare you put them in the same boat as that bigot?
Jump off point 1, meet jump off point 2. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Years ago.
Yes.
Years. Not a month ago, not a week ago, years. Check the receipts. I said this would happen, and it absolutely did.
so while I'd been thinking about all that, I came across this tweet by Francesca.
I didn't intend on making a video about this, but I'm so angry that I just have to say something and just get it out and let it go. So recently there's been a wave of people who've made bigoted content on the internet coming forward and apologizing.
Name one.
Who?
It's a wave.
Yeah.
It's a wave of it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Call it out.
Drowning in this.
Call it out. Don't be
this
general.
wave.
I discredit anyone who A, starts a video with, I didn't intend to make this video. And then B, goes with the very general, people are saying. What people? Who? Call someone out or shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
God damn this virtue signaling shit.
Oh, God.
TikTok, we've got Kelly Cagdon. On YouTube,
Oh, there we go. We got one.
iDubbbz, I think.
Okay, sorry. I apologize. I did Paul's Andy there. All right. She called one out. Carrie Clarkson, Carrie Clandon, whatever.
Is how you say his name. And in years past, we've had Shane Dawson. And all of these people I have different relationships with. So I hosted a show for MTV called MTV Decoded. I actually created the show. I wrote on the show. I hired tons of incredible people and made a lot of great content that I am very proud of. But at the time that the show was on, I dealt with a lot of harassment because of it.
You think she'll mention why the show got canceled?
Why did the show get canceled? Do we know?
Oh, it was absolute ass.
I mean, it sounds you know, I figured it was kind of.
It was very racially focused and racial based, and
yeah.
it was a very bad look for MTV. It did not last long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it
was
sounds like
absolute ass.
a mistake.
It was one of those examples of it's okay to make a racist show toward white people,
Toward
but
white
if you did the
people.
same thing toward black people, then yeah.
Sounds more like a BET.
This is I don't know anything about these creators, but I'm very much getting that vibe that these are the kind of people who are like, black people can't be racist.
Black people can't be racist. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Getting that vibe here.
Fine, focus. I'm focused.
These people that labeled themselves anti-social justice warriors, anti-feminists on YouTube, including iDubbbz, and he made a number of videos where
Did he ever label himself that?
I was gonna say that's not really a term I think I've ever heard.
I mean, he was just kind of an edgy incel. I don't think he ever gave himself a label.
Yeah.
Again, I hadn't seen his content in years. Maybe she's going to show some clips to demonstrate all
to
this.
back this up.
used
Yeah.
the N-word fully uncensored.
That
where
he did do.
Put my face in videos and called me, you know, a and, you know, said that my work was cancer and like my work made him want to kill himself. Most of these videos have been privated, so I can't show them to you, but I've seen them. And he created.
Again, I've seen a lot of his videos. I don't remember any of these, but I mean, if you really wanted to, you could find them. It doesn't matter that they've been privated. This shit's well documented. Their archive channels exist, but okay.
Yeah.
Did a culture and a fan base that then harassed me. So did Shane Dawson.
And the caption on the video read, a response regarding creators who rebrand or outright denounce their past racist or bigoted content via apology video. The culture of harassment and bigotry you've created and profited off is not erased with a sorry or a rebrand. When I looked at the people that she had tagged, I realized that iDubbbz and I followed each other because I attended Creator Clash earlier this year with my friend LOL Overruled. So I went down the rabbit hole, starting with the apology. Which, listen, as far as these apology videos go, it was a better one.
He was so flagrant, and I will say, like, I'm not
It got rated B-, by the way. Remember, he cried about that in his content cop, that he got a B-.
one to give out cookies. I watched his whole apology video, and I will say, like, in the grand scheme of responses, he did a better job than most. So I'm gonna say that he probably had someone advising him, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's probably a smart thing to do. But again, it's just not enough for me.
Not good
It's
enough.
not enough for me, and I hope that he's genuinely committed to being a better person. And again, like, I listened to it, and maybe he is, but like.
Notably, though, in his apology, he singled out only one creator. At first, the only name he singles out to apologize to in this video
Is a white woman.
Francesca. Okay, we're right here. We are right.
I mean, you know, I clocked that immediately.
See, I didn't know who she was, so I assumed she was a black woman, right, based on the context of the video.
But did you go down the rabbit hole of how that situation started? I mean, the levels of irony. You apologizing to a white girl for using the N-word, who also used the N-word.
Who used to herself?
Also used the N-word, and you thought that you were gonna check her on using the N-word, but using the N-word.
By also using it.
Come on, we in Inception territory.
But I do think it's a conversation that needs to be had with the centering of whiteness, even within your recognition of wrongness or apology or going forward. There's still, not only is there a centering of white women in even the apology or the aftermath, but it's even the center of what I believe drove the desire to go this path. Because I think his audience, what happened is the audience,
they were attacking his wife,
and that is the tea. And that's the tea.
That's when it got real.
and that's what I'm.
No, his wife was lashing out at people, and so was her mother in chats. You guys did zero homework. You just watched the apology.
I don't think they really know what they're talking about. Like, I keep waiting.
They don't know much about him. They watched the apology, and that's all that's just where it's at.
Waiting for them to show clips of what they're talking about.
They're not going to show any clips. They already admitted they're not going to show any clips.
Yeah, I'm like,
iDubbbz privated all of those videos, and these lazy bitches are too lazy and are stupid to go figure out how to get privated clips, because you can get them. The Internet Archive exists. There's archive. Someone as famous as iDubbbz, they've definitely been archived and probably covered by commentary channels over and over again over the course of the past decade. There's probably 10 years worth of commentary channels with people commenting on it. You could even pull a clip from one of those channels. I mean, yeah, it might be annoying to have, you know, Nicholas DiOrio or whoever commenting in the background over it.
But still.
But you can throw it into an editor and edit them out.
Yeah.
Like, you could still get a 30-second clip out of it.
Like,
Just to make your point, but no, their point is already made because he apologized to a white woman and not to them.
Hey, the apology was for said white woman, wasn't it?
Yes, but
From what I remember.
But it was because it was an apology to a white woman from a white man over both of their use of the N-word, and they didn't involve black people in that conversation at all. I mean, it was a white person saying the N-word to a white person, but
I'm trying to figure out if this is a case of narcissism, being self-centered.
I mean, look.
Why did you two put yourselves in
saying
this?
the N-word is racist no matter what, even if a white person says it to another white person, which is what happened. I mean, that's what he was apologizing.
I'm trying to figure out what any of this has to do with you two.
Jesus, how am I trapped between two of you assholes? Oh my God.
An asshole in a hard place.
Whatever. Everybody's camping up there. Y'all won't fight each other, but you'll both shoot down at me.
Like I'm waiting to see what harassment. Like, where do you come in? Because
the one on the right,
really
anything... Francesca claims, and we'll look it up after this video. I'll see if I can find any evidence of it. But Francesca claims that iDubbbz called her out in his videos and used her face in his thumbnails. I don't remember this person at all. I thought I remembered all the content cops. I think the only black person I remember him doing a content cop on was Jinx. And that wasn't even really a content cop on Jinx as much as it was a content cop on reaction content in general at the time.
Yeah, okay.
Then he did one on the Asian guy, Rice Gum.
Yeah.
I don't remember content cop Francesca.
Like, I am having a hard time.
I know he did content cop Leafy is here. Yeah, like most of them, Tana Mojo, like most of them are other white people.
Other white people. And here's the thing. I'm not a fan of his. What I have seen is stuff you have shown me. And
his stuff from back then was good.
Yeah, I remember some of the stuff from back in the day.
It was fun.
I was never really a fan, but whatever. You watched it, and so in turn, I caught snippets here and there. I don't see what either one of you two have to do with this, other than y'all are doing the same shit.
Well, the one on the right. All right, so the
one
on the right.
Accusing...
So the one on the right claims she was personally harassed by iDubbbz community because he kept using her face and thumbnails and blah blah. The one on the left, I'm waiting for her to get there, but she'll explain to you why she was chosen by iDubbbz to do the apology. Probably when her interview with iDubbbz starts. We're 10 minutes in and they haven't even got to the interview yet, but I guess they're gonna finish sucking each other off here and then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong button.
Because right now, all my brain is saying is, who the fuck is you? Like, I don't understand why you're.
Well, obviously, the one on the right is famous. She had a short-lived TV show on MTV. Famous. So, you know, she was on actual television. I'll give her that. She was. Well, produced a show. I don't know if she actually appeared on it.
I was going to say, I didn't think
but the point is she produced
it. Was she?
She produced it. She didn't say she acted in it. She said she produced it. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm like, so it got real for you when a white woman was hurt, and in the apology, it's only a white woman who is singled out and apologized to, because I'm like, well, you're apologizing for making racist and bigoted content, and yet no black person has been individually named, right?
And to be fair, like, I don't need him to check me by name. I would prefer my name
leave it
out
of
it. But at the same time,
then why are you here?
I did similarly to you clock the irony of him devoting a substantial part of that video directly to Tana.
Yes.
And even
because he directly attacked Tana.
Yes.
He went to her convention. He tried to make her say the N-word because he was calling her out for saying the N-word. He was actually on y'all's side there.
Everything ain't about you.
He was calling someone out for using the N-word and pretending like they didn't. I gave him respect at the time. Yeah, he used the N-word too, but he owned it. She didn't own it. She tried to pretend like she didn't. She lied, and he proved that she lied and then went there to rub it in.
But that would take them actually,
that was on
doing some research, I guess.
They were he was on your side, and
to me it just seems like
there are plenty of times when you could call him out for saying the N-word and blah blah blah. This is the one, but the one time you guys are harping on is the one time he was doing it in defense of you, like in defense of black people, and going, "That's not okay."
It seems to me like you heard snippets and just head first in, okay, let's make a video on this shit. Didn't look at any of it.
Well, they
and
nailed
I'm
the interview.
sorry for for someone who is apparently supposed to be involved in this. I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sure we'll get there. I am sure that they will clarify.
Maybe we'll get there.
I mean, they have to show something at some point. There's got to be more to it than this.
Yes. One would think.
But we'll wait till they finish jerking each other off, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
Even she's another example of someone who has rebranded, right? Like she was saying the N-word. She was making this like bigoted content, and then she really kind of moved in a different direction, and that was what he called out, supposedly, that led down that path. So again,
so can we stop with this? Any use of the N-word by a white person is bigoted content shit. I am pretty sure, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't watch Tana stuff, so the only thing I know of her was the clips that iDubbbz played of her at the time. But if I remember correctly, the clip he showed of her saying the N-word that he was using as like proof in his content, wasn't she saying it to like one of her black friends? She was just using the N-word.
Yeah.
And trying to pretend like she didn't.
I'm just,
Like, I don't think she made bigoted content. I'm pretty sure that she either said it to a black person or was saying it in a joking manner. But okay, these are those people that if a white person says it at all, then they're a bigot.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I'm sorry. Words have meaning. All words have meaning. We need to stop this. Only this person, this person, this person, this person. Can say it.
There's nuance to this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's, there's a right and a wrong way to say it. If you say it with a hard R and you've got a mean sounding tone, then it's racist.
Yep, there you go.
If you say it to your black boyfriend or girlfriend in the bedroom, it's kinky.
and it rings hollow for me, especially because I've been on the internet a very long time and I've watched this happen numerous times, and I've seen people come and go, and the people who are able to remain relevant and the ones who are able to continue to have a platform evolve. And sometimes it is authentically so, and other times it's like, oh my God, I gotta move, I gotta change shit up because they about to cancel me. I'm about to get out of here. And it's like,
I have to set the stage for this kind of video because when you talk about racism, there are people who just feel personally attacked. They automatically feel like you're making a personal indictment of them, and from that moment forward, they are in defense mode and you are their adversary. Because what
should they not be?
I mean,
it's like calling somebody.
You can't bend to every person that feels offended. Oh, you used the word and there's people who are going to feel offended. Okay, well, I didn't say it in an offensive manner. If you feel offended, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Like, this is tone policing bullshit. I fucking hate this shit.
I mean, I'm sorry if someone is accusing me
Tana was just a young, dumb girl. She was an easy target, but I don't think that she really deserved it. And looking back on it, like she even admits that she's glad it happened to her.
Yeah.
Like even she doesn't fault him.
Everybody.
She thinks that she would have been a piece of shit if she hadn't been checked.
Yeah.
And she's glad that he checked her.
But y'all are taking the. Like I said, it sounds like y'all don't know what you're talking about.
These are those black people who think that that word should never be used by white people ever. In like, there's no context where a white person can ever say that word. If you're doing a book report and you're reading Huckleberry fucking Finn, you better not read that word. If the teacher calls you up in class to read it, if Kendrick Lamar calls you up on stage
like
to sing the song that he wrote that's got the N-word 50 million times in it, well, you better just stand there in silence and watch him sing, because you're not allowed.
You're not allowed.
It would be bigoted content if you did it. Yeah, just no nuance, no nothing.
No nothing.
Just saying it at all makes you go from 0 to racist in an instant, no matter the context, which is retarded, obviously.
It is.
What they're really hearing is, you think I'm a bad person. You think I consciously decided to be racist. But the reality is a lot more nuanced and a lot less personal than that. The reality is that if you recognize that racism is pervasive in a society, that there is systemic racism, that we are all being raised and educated and indoctrinated in a society that has woven racism.
What does any of that have to do with a guy saying it in a YouTube video? He had nothing to do with those systems that cause systemic racism. He's a victim of those systems. He is a pawn in those systems, same as you. He is at the same mercy of those. Like, he can't do anything about those, and he probably doesn't know anything about them. Like, it had nothing to do with his decision to use the word in that moment.
Yeah.
Just injecting it, like they invoke the history of the word every time it's said to prove racism.
Yeah.
It's manufactured racism. I am all for, I'm not saying that systemic racism doesn't exist. Of course it does. But pulling that card anytime you hear anyone say the word ever is nonsense. Pull that card when a cop says it, when someone in a position of power working those systems does it. Otherwise, you're just like yelling at a random person for a system they have no control over.
It's the boy who cried wolf kind of scenario. It's like, you can't keep doing this, because then people are going to stop listening.
Oh, they've been stopped listening.
Oh yeah, long ago. But
and you have people like her to thank for that.
To thank for, yes.
And anti-blackness into our laws, into our media, into our schools.
Yeah, iDubbbz have nothing to do with any of that.
Institutions. You will internalize and perpetuate racism and anti-blackness, whether you're aware, whether you consciously set out to be or identify as a racist, whether you're a good person to the people in your life, whether you think you mean well or not, unless you make the conscious decision to recognize and unlearn these things and do better going forward. Although it is often received as such.
Doesn't matter if you're a good person, if you made the conscious decision to be, like, nothing you can do. Once you've said it, you're a bigot.
I hope that you
are
prepared.
My little brown children are going to be so disappointed when they find out their daddy's a bigot.
Yep, they are.
Jesus Christ.
I hope that you are prepared that my eyeballs might get stuck in the back of my head, because the eye rollage is just.
Oh my God.
Woo.
Well, when she's tired of hearing her own voice, maybe we'll get to the fucking interview with iDubbbz here. Like, we're fucking 10 minutes into this shit.
Yeah.
So, any minute now, lady.
It is not an innately personal indictment if you are a white person being told that something you do or say is racist. The problem is doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down, taking an utter refusal to hear or consider what entire communities are actively telling you. And it's often worse than just ignoring or refusing to hear those communities that these creators are causing harm to. Often, their audiences will attack those communities.
But, again, like, not to give him cookies, because
I'll stand by this. You're not responsible for the shit that your community does, especially when you have millions upon millions of subscribers and you reach the level that iDubbbz reached. You are not responsible for your community doing dumb shit because they misinterpreted something you said. That is ridiculous. There are literally millions of people who watch him. Just statistically speaking, the percentage of people, odds are that there's going to be quite a few people in that audience who are insane and or retarded. You can't start policing everything that you do to cater to that bullshit. Yeah. Like, you just make your content, focus on your content, and you need to hold, like, the individuals and the communities responsible. Like, unless the creator flat out says in a video and instructs their audience to go do something, now, unless you've got a clip of that, which I don't believe iDubbbz ever did. But unless you have a clip of them going, hey, I need everybody to go to this video and call them the N-word in the comments, let's spam or unless you've got full-on instructions from the creator.
Who was the bitch?
Then I'm not holding the creator accountable for a bunch of fucking retards in his community that decided to, you know, play judge, jury, and executioner over the English fucking language.
Who was the bitch that didn't say anything but didn't say anything? That's also not cool.
I mean, there's a way that you can say it without saying it, but I don't think that he even did that. Now, he did that in the video against Ethan where he's like, I wouldn't say that, but the internet might. Okay, yeah, I called him out on that one. I was like, yeah, that's you doing that. But back in the day, I don't think he ever did that. No. I have no memory of him ever doing that, even that passive-aggressive shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's responsible for the shit that his audience did back then. Now, he would disagree with me now, which is retarded. You can't control millions of people that watch you. If one of them took something you said and it spoke to them in a way that you didn't intend.
And took off and ran with it. Yeah.
Like, what's the name of the guy that fucking killed the bitch after reading Catcher in the Rye? Like, are we gonna go? Are we gonna go arrest the author of Catcher in the Rye because someone read his book
and it made him kill? Got some ideas.
And it made him kill. Well, you should have thought about that. Your readers are killing people. Your book is no. You can't control what some fucking nut job does after he reads your words and interprets them wrong. That is a ridiculous standard.
It's the bare minimum, but it is very telling that he admitted that this was coming from a place of insecurity.
I am very insecure about my ability to create interesting content or like entertain. And it's one of the reasons why I, kept making this hurtful content. I don't want you to interpret that as an excuse, but I hope that that is relatable to other creators who...
I forgot how bad this apology was. Oh my God. It's so cringe.
I honestly...
I'm getting physically sick to my stomach.
I don't understand
like this level of cringe
how
is
they
physically appalling.
If they even watch this,
they watch this. What they're saying is they can't pull up the stuff from back then. This is his apology for that old content. This is the video he made after he privated all of those old videos.
What I'm saying is like this
they definitely
was a
watched
shit
this
apology, and for y'all to
they said it was okay. They didn't say it was shit. They said it was okay.
It was shit.
They said it was okay because they're evaluating his apology to find out if he's sincere or not. And they're like, well, it might have been. They gave it a maybe. It was okay. Wasn't obviously fake, but he didn't cry, so I guess it wasn't good enough. So it's somewhere in the middle. Why is it not on pause?
Maybe struggle with the same thing. I'm not confident in my ability to entertain. And I think if I had to rely on my personality to entertain people, that I wouldn't have any amount of success.
Yeah. Because that was the thing that I picked up on too, where it's like, it's really easy to, and I'm guilty of this too, like I don't participate in, I used to like hate tweet stuff. I'd be like, I hate this show, so let me sit here and talk about it. And it's like, you know what? Even if I don't like the content, they did the work and they put it out in the world. Instead of me doing the same thing, I'm sitting here hating on them and shitting on them when I could be putting this energy into making the thing that I'm actually interested and passionate about. And that's what a lot of these creators that build platforms off of just hating on things, it's like, it's because you can't create anything from scratch. You have to really put yourself out there to have an original idea and put the time and energy into crafting it and building an audience. It's really easy.
I'm looking up her show after this.
Yeah.
I want to see how original your work was, lady.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
I know that show got canceled. She did a show on MTV. What was it called? Derailed or something like that? I'm going to look it up. And see if it's original or if you just ripped off another show and made it for black people. Which one do y'all think it is, chat? Do you think it's original, or did she take a show and a concept that already exists and said, let's do this, but for black people?
Number 2.
It's probably the second one. I'm going to guess it's the second one. Hey, I could be wrong. We'll look it up later.
Yeah, maybe.
easy to piggyback on somebody else's work and then just say, well, this sucks. It's like, okay. You literally have not made anything. And so again, it's truly the bare minimum, but him acknowledging that was coming from a place of like, am I actually even funny? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that you didn't know if you were funny without talking shit about other people's work.
I believe that. I 190% believe that. And I think that's actually, when I peel it back, that's actually what was a bigger problem for me when I realized it. Because I'm like, me recognizing that in the same way that you recognize that both of us were inclined to give empathy, and both of us were like, you know, I understand the impulse to do this. I understand the impulse to shit on these things. I understand that. But you know what makes you feel, I think, two things. One, as Black people, we're always being asked of and expected of and held in the place to always have to be compassionate and empathetic to people who are mistreating us. One, but
is that true? As Black people, are you having to do that all the time?
Not to my knowledge, but...
Are you having to constantly be, you know, empathetic to white people and whatnot?
No, I don't feel that.
You don't feel that pressure?
Being asked of me, no.
No? Okay.
No, I feel...
I mean, I'm just checking. That's what I got you here. You're my finger on the pulse of the Black community.
I'm fingering the pulse.
Find out if she's... Is there any truth to what she's saying? Are you feeling what she's feeling, or is she...
No, I'm not feeling what she's feeling. I have empathy because, you know, I'm not a psychopath, but I don't feel the need to empathize with white people for any reason.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Two, it's because we as creators can appreciate what someone else has created and what goes into that, and that makes you have a different kind of respect for that. So it's two levels. We respect on a human level, we empathize because we're humans, and then we empathize as creators. And on no level did he empathize, on none of those levels did he empathize with any of these people, so much so that even in this apology, none of them get singled. Where was the Jinx? Where were these people? Where was any Jinx? That was the beginning of the end for Jinx's platform, and he's no longer on YouTube. And then I thought about that. That's also a part of it. The reason why you single out the white content creator, in addition to it being a white woman, because she's still here.
Didn't Jinx move on to make content somewhere else though? Like, I don't think him quitting YouTube had anything to do with iDubbbz. Like, everybody will credit iDubbbz as being the killer of careers with his content cops, but when you look back at all the people he made content cops on, most of them... Oh, fuck. Most of them went on to, are still around today and still doing shit. Like, it gave a little dip in their career and it acted as a reality check for them, but most of them are still fine. And I'm pretty sure that Jinx has, I want to say he found Jesus and started a church or some shit.
Found Jesus?
Yeah, I think he started a church. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, I think he like went on a whole rant. I think what actually killed his channel was him switching to Jesus content, where he just kept making videos where he read from the Bible instead of reacting to videos. Now he just read from the Bible every day, and people just stopped watching him. And then he quit doing YouTube, and I believe he started a church. I want to say he did something like that.
Yeah, all right.
He had a finding Jesus moment. iDubbbz didn't kill his career. Jesus did.
Because she's still here.
And guess what? She was like, come on my podcast. Let's talk. They're just going to use this to then platform each other and continue to like raise their own profile, which is why I'm like, none of this holds water for me because, you know, again, like bars in hell. But the only person that I've really seen take any real measurable responsibility is Jenna Marbles. She said, I'm out. She said, I've built a platform. I've done some things that I'm not proud of. And I think her motivations were twofold. I think she was burnt out on creating content to begin with. I think that was just, you know, the timing was right. But she said, I'm not going to do this anymore. And again, like, I don't think she needs me to accept her apology or anything. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, you're backing up what you're saying. You're like, I've profited off of this. I don't feel good about it. So I'm going to bow out. And to me, it just feels like damage control to make the apology and then just move. Because even he said at one point, he was like, I'm not going to just keep apologizing. I'm not going to keep making content about this.
But that's really all he's done.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
This. And I was like, yeah, exactly. This is
to the point where I think every time he apologizes, his dick gets hard. It's like a fetish for him. He's got an apology fetish.
It goes along with that cuck thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Him and his wife do something wrong, and she's like, man, we fucked up. I'll apologize, baby. I'll do it. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
Is you going,
Whatever
I'm done
gets
with
you
this
going.
and I never have to think about it again after
Yeah.
this, when the reality is you've made millions off of this content. So
And
like
And I think that is actually, you know, a place and something that I actually want to discuss, and I will discuss with him, because, you know, normally when you have conversations about like reparations, just as a larger conversation, and
Uh-oh. Is she gonna make him pay reparations?
Oh.
Is that gonna make it better? The apology wasn't good enough, but give me money. You think that he's gonna end up giving some money before the end of this interview to make it better? Is he gonna pay some reparations? You think that's
Lord,
where
I
this is
hope
going?
not.
in our society, that becomes a harder, more nuanced conversation, because people say, then who, blah, blah. Yeah, this is very,
no,
we know
but
who.
we can see,
We know who
we
and
have
we
the
know when.
receipts.
And I'm like, well, you know what? I think, and I'm going to talk to him about this, I think, you know what is a meaningful step? Because I know he said in the video, I am running ads on this video, and I'm
Right.
going to donate to a foundation or something. The black people you've harmed, of course, there are far more black people that have been harmed than just the individual content creators, and that you will have to atone for in some other way, and you probably will not be.
Harmed how? How is him saying the word in the very joking manner he said it, because he combined the N-word with the F-slur? How is him just saying the word in a YouTube video harming anybody? How are they harmed? How, especially people who like aren't named in the video, because you said beyond the people he's calling out in the video. Who else? Random black people are harmed because a famous white guy said because a white guy said the N-word in a YouTube video, and that harms every black person. How? Just fucking how? I don't understand. Maybe it's my whiteness, but
No, it's
does it? Am I missing something?
No, you're
How
not.
it just make it make sense?
Be able to, right? That's just what that is, because you put that out into the world and you can't take that back. Once you fester hate and white supremacy, it is what it is. But as far as the individual creators, you know who they are. You go look at the privated videos on the videos, every video.
Go look at privated videos you can't see.
Say, if they're private,
You know who they are,
can.
guys. Go look at the privated ones. Oh wait, they're private. You can't see them. Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word on it.
You did every content cop on a Jinx, what you did to you, what you did to all of them, and what was the revenue on those videos? And pay and cut some checks. Cut some checks.
Yep, she's asking
again,
for reparations.
He did acknowledge that he has built a
Cut some checks to Jinx, the millionaire guy you made fun of to make your millions. Really? I'm pretty sure he's okay.
Yeah.
career, a successful career, because he's gone on to do other things outside of YouTube. I think he's doing this like boxing series or something like that, and I'm sure he's making tons of money for that from that
whatsoever.
He got that platform off of those videos. He didn't just get the opportunity to sell tickets and do, you know, these big events just because he's a great fighter. No, he got to do that because he built a ginormous audience on YouTube.
How many black people have built an audience off making fun of white people? Can we go there? Can we go there? I'm pretty sure Dave Chappelle is one of them.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that most of his earlier stand-up is white people that dance like this and black people dance like this. That's just a lot of that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Yep.
Right.
And I don't know who his wife is. I don't watch her content.
No research. I've done no research.
I've done no research
But
at all.
his success has also given her an ability to have a platform, right?
Yeah.
There's like a trickle down. To your point about reparations, we can see that the content that he created has opened doors for him beyond YouTube. So again, personally, I don't need a check from him. I'm good.
And I love that for you.
But I love that for me too. Honestly, I really do.
I'm here if you need to talk. I'm here if you need to talk. I'm here if you need to talk. It's the fucking Rick and Morty bit where they go to the all-female planet. I'm here if you need to talk. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I know what kind of chick she is now.
Oh my,
Jesus.
insufferable.
But at the same time, it's like an apology is not enough for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything that he can do that will ever be enough.
Yeah.
And I think that him and any of these other creators who rebrand, if you genuinely are looking to better yourself,
Yeah.
you have to acknowledge and accept that it won't be enough for some people.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
don't think about you. I don't lose sleep over you.
But I'll
You should
make
be
money
moving
off
forward
of
in a
you.
way that's repairing harm and being better every day of your life.
Yeah.
Because that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, not being a racist, not being a bigot is the bare minimum. We're not giving out cookies for that.
We are 20 minutes in, and she has gotten to the interview. 20 minutes of those two sucking each other off. What was even accomplished during that conversation? They spent 20 minutes doing that rambling, and what actually got accomplished?
A bunch
Not
of,
being racist is the bare minimum. I'll agree. I don't think that you should have to pay reparations because you said the N-word in a YouTube video. That's retarded.
Nope.
I don't think that random black people are hurt every time a white person says the N-word. It's probably just the person they aimed it at. And even then, context matters.
Context matters, yes.
Oh.
Like, so much.
But we've learned that white people should have to pay reparations if they make content where they've profited off of any kind of racial joke against black people. But Dave Chappelle owes us nothing.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
No. And those two can ride coattails all the way to the bank because that's all they're doing here. They're just using it for content.
This is just them jerking each other off.
Yeah,
and
they're
virtue.
just,
it's a virtue
virtue
signal jerk
signal.
fest because
Yeah.
both of them are already successful, so they don't need to ride his coattails. Like, his career is already over. This is.
I'm just saying, for two people who are accusing white people of using black people to further their platforms, their careers, whatever.
To
Yeah.
create his career.
To create, yes. You two are doing the same thing. You're
The
using
one
it
doing the
as
podcast,
content.
yes. The one, I don't know. I'll have to look up her.
I think you
real
are
quick,
giving her.
real quick then before.
I'm sorry.
Real
Maybe-
quick then before we get into the interview. MTV Derailed? Is that the name of the show? What did she say the name of her show was?
I don't know.
Let me find a Bush ad in here, and then I'll look this up.
Every time we talk about the bush, it makes me Google because I'm simple. Oh,
This
now
one
I
looks
have the
good.
hiccups.
All right. Better late than never. Last person to land. Okay. Let's pull up the transcript for this video and find where she says MTV, and then I can find the name of the show in writing. All right. So we're just going to Control F for MTV. Decoded.
Okay. It was a D something.
Yeah, I remembered that part. All right, so let's look up that show real quick and find out what it was about. MTV Decoded. MTV Decoded. Okay, yeah, there she is. Her face is on it.
Yeah.
A weekly series on MTV News. So it's not even a full show. You had a segment on their
No.
news show. The Fearless Francesca tackles race, pop culture, and other uncomfortable topics through thought-provoking sketch comedy and vlogging. So this is back when they were hiring YouTubers to do shit. They hired her to do stuff. Are fried chicken and watermelon racist? Is the name of the episodes. Okay, so we're getting a feel for you. So, and its user reviews are 2.1 stars. Jeez.
Like I said, I think you're being extra nice.
This was back in 2015. Yeah, it looks like the entire thing focused around race. So you guys obsess over race, and
Yep.
that is your claim to fame. You are black people who obsess over race. Okay.
Yep.
You got on MTV doing it, and the other one's got a podcast doing it. Okay, so you're both the same. You're both just obsessing over race. And then, since we're pointing out irony here, you guys are obsessing over race, and it's literally become your career. He made a career off of doing content cops. And no, saying the N-word isn't what made him his career. You guys have boiled it down to that because he said the N-word a few times. But honestly, that was not the bulk of his content. Most of his content cops are on white people where he didn't say the word at all. But we're going to boil it down to that because, I'm sorry. Irony? Really? You guys' entire fucking shtick is talking about race. He's the guy that just said the N-word a few times jokingly to call out other people who were being racist.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, but he owes you reparations. You don't owe him anything.
He was on your side.
Yeah, they're race grifters.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All
I
right,
am
here's the interview.
surprised that you agreed to do it, but very delighted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit. 2016 me, probably wouldn't.
Listen, I'm surprised 2023 you were doing it either.
Oh, hell yeah. I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, listen, I honestly want to start off by saying that I very much so respect that you were even trying to take all the accountability and the ownership of it all. I respect that you were even coming over to my side of the internet to come talk about it because I am very much so a racial investigator and
There's her credentials. That's
racial
why he picked her. She's a racial investigator. Mm-hmm. What do you suppose that job entails?
Being racist. Probably.
Wow. Yeah. Just insta-destroyed every time someone looks at me. That's her content. She's a racial investigator. So if you need to know if you're racist or not, you book an hour on her show. She'll investigate you and tell you if you're racist. Here we go.
I need a internal affairs kind of situation to happen with her show here. I'm just saying.
Well, she can't be racist. She's black.
Okay.
And people find me to be an intimidating character, so I'm like, and I try to be really transparent because I don't like to ambush people or anything like that. It's not my steez. I don't enjoy it. I don't like stressful content or stressing people out. So that's why I'm like, let me go into it and be as transparent as possible. I want to be as nice as possible without being accused of being too nice, while also being as transparent about what are some of my takeaways and thoughts, and also giving you the opportunity to expand, and let's try work to a good place.
Yeah, you have a very tough job. I don't, I know what you mean. You gotta...
What?
Why are you pouring water from a bottle than water from a jar?
I'm pouring my waters into this bottle so I can shake them up and add this little electrolyte package.
I'm just saying,
I need to hydrate.
If I didn't know what I was looking at, I would think that you had like some moonshine and you were...
No, it's not moonshine. It's just water.
If
water,
I didn't
and I'm
know
adding
better.
this little water packet to it. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Let's
Sorry.
focus up. Focus up. Just let me make.
I'm sorry. I have the hiccups. I need to go get myself some water. But go on. Oh.
What?
I have the hiccups.
We'll drink some more.
No, I don't want your water.
Okay.
Walk a line.
You get it. Exactly. So basically, let me tell you the starting, how we ended up here. So, I went to Creator Clash with my boy Alex. And funny enough, he actually had tried to fill me in on the controversy, but I never care about anything. So this is how the conversation went. He invited me to come to Creator Clash. He called me to be like, hey, just so you know, there is a little bit of, controversy. He's done some edgy, content in the past. And I said, is edgy white people speak for racist? And he said, yes. And I said, okay. And I said, all right. And that was all
No, it's not.
No.
Just so
it's
we're
not.
clear, edgy doesn't mean racist. It can also mean homophobic.
Because listen, I'm of the mindset we live in America, we live in a racist society, we live in these kinds of things. I am not putting it on you as an individual or anything like that, and I don't really.
She strikes me as one of those people that goes out looking for racism.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, she is. She's
she
a
is.
racial investigator.
She's
Never
a racial
mind.
investigator.
Yeah. We live in a racist society.
Yeah.
Everything is racist.
You're the reason why we cannot have that as something that we teach in our schools.
Yeah, she's
You're the
one of
reason
those
why.
one of those chicks that if she's in line behind a or behind a white person, or if she's in line in front of a white person and she orders first, but the food
Yeah.
that she ordered takes longer to cook than the white person's food, and the white person's order comes out first, and she's gonna call it out and scream racism.
Racism,
When he ordered McNuggets, you ordered steak. You're like, one takes longer to cook, bitch. Calm the fuck down. It ain't
Calm the
racism.
fuck down.
Yeah, it's not racism. It's just cooking times. I guess my deep fryer's racist now.
Yep, there you go. Your racist
Jesus.
air fryer.
Got him.
really want to take an individualistic approach to trying to nail you to the cross. I more so just want to see different things, and I think patterns that we can unpack, and maybe it could make it better for some people to understand what are issues Black people have with certain content or going forward in these kinds of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So I saw the apology, watched the whole video, and I texted both Alex and my editor, and I said, this is the best of them I've seen. As far as apology videos and seeing content creators throughout the years and actors, famous people, public figures make apologies, I thought it was the most accountable I've ever seen it be. So
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That lets me know you're a shit investigator.
Absolutely none of that felt sincere whatsoever.
No.
I watched that apology too. And I called bullshit throughout 90% of it, where I was like, oh, he's just catering to an audience.
Yeah.
He's trying to capture a new, like, I knew what he was doing immediately. I was like, oh, he knows that he's not going to have an audience after he does this, so he needs to go ahead and appeal to a new audience. This is just an appeal to an audience. This isn't a real apology. But hey, it worked on the black chick, so congratulations,
She's a
iDubbbz.
shit
I guess
investigator.
the racial investigator says it was fine, so I guess you did good. Why are people even surprised that he said that shit? Anyway, the guy bullies people online for a fucking living. Not anymore. He used to. That's the point. That's why we're doing this.
After 30,
he learned
years of
empathy
life.
at the ripe young age of 30 fucking 2. Okay.
I want to give you all the credit for that.
Oh God.
That's great to hear. I mean, for me, it's been a huge relief, because I think for me, it's like, even though I was
horse shit, he learned empathy. Yeah, empathy's a learned skill, right? It's not something you just innately have. Yeah. You can learn empathy just like you can learn jealousy or anger or happiness. You can learn happiness.
You can learn happiness.
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
just taking a
I
stand.
think your dad needs to learn.
That's how his
happiness.
wife says it. I'm happy. It's the happiest I've ever been.
It's on,
Do they do that?
using
Do they
slurs.
teach that at the local community college?
It's a course.
It's a
It's an
course.
online course.
I think your dad needs to take it.
And being very like just not wanting to be responsible for how other people felt, me existing in the world, and
There you go. He just gave you the reason. He just gave you the reason why that apology wasn't sincere. Let's go back and hear it again, since the racial investigator is fucking just, she is completely checked out and missed the fact that he just gave the game away. Why? iDubbbz, please tell us, why did you apologize? Is it because you felt remorse or empathy, or is it because...
for how other people felt,
We'll go back.
like just not wanting to be responsible for how other people felt.
Oh, because you didn't want to take responsibility. There you go.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be responsible for other people's feelings. That's why you apologized. Got it. Thank you for clarifying, iDubbbz. It's a shame the investigator missed the mark on that one. Whatever,
Jesus Christ.
with a gray one? Okay.
Me existing in the world and, you know, trying to, you know, live outside of my bedroom at home.
Yeah.
I found it to be very challenging to interact with people without feeling.
Okay, so I'm back on the page of this being an absolute clout chase for her. For the MTV girl, it wasn't, but for this chick, yes, it
for her,
is.
it
Because
is.
you should be calling him on all of this, because
Yeah.
he's flat out contradicting the reason for his apology right now to your face, and you're just going, yeah, yeah, You're staring deadpan into the camera.
Some amount of guilt of like, have you seen my videos? You know,
This is going to be a glaze fest. This is going to be a fucking puff piece for iDubbbz.
Yeah.
I'm already getting the vibe.
That's why I did it.
how would you
Is this chick even a creator, or is she a paid actor? No, she has a podcast. She's a creator. She is a
racial investigator.
she's a racial investigator, as she calls herself. So, take from that what you will.
She's racist. That's what you take.
interpret
from
what I've said?
Yeah.
And, you know, how uncomfortable have I made you? And it, you know, it interaction after interaction, it kind of added up to me saying like, yeah, something needs to be said,
Yeah.
at
And
least.
I've seen corporate yes men pander less than this asshat. Well, put your asshats on, because there's about to be a whole lot of pandering to the black community going on here. He's trying to avoid paying those reparations.
And I feel that, and I understand that, and I very much so am glad that you at least even came to that spot, because that's more than most ever do. But what I guess I wonder is, why not then? Because a trend I've realized very often, I see this in the space a lot, is a tendency for, you know, white content creators to be called out for things present day that were racist and bigoted then. But there were always black people and people present and marginalized.
Why not do it then? Hello? Did you do no research? You watched the apology.
No,
He
she
learned
didn't do
empathy. Obviously, he didn't have that then. What kind of investigator are you?
He didn't
Jesus.
He didn't get his empathy diploma.
Just, I'm wondering where she got her investigator's license here. You were just missing all the clues. Holy fuck. Good Lord, this is going to be a riot to watch. Yes, it is. Oh my God. I'm going to have to keep pausing to restore sanity to this fucking glaze fest.
As people telling them that, then why not hear it when they say it?
I think generally, I think for me, it was,
Learning empathy?
I think a sort of a policy or like a just very black and white thinking. Like as soon as I
Bad choice of words, iDubbbz. Bad choice of words. You're trying to prove you're not racist by telling her you only thought in black and white.
because for me, I think it's about caring about how other people are feeling. Period. Not necessarily just marginalized people. I think I personally had an issue with like caring about people's feelings at all, because I felt like as soon as I would open that door, then like
this is before he got
before
empathy. Yeah, this is why he didn't have empathy. He was scared to open that door because why?
I felt like I would be a lot less safe to, you know, do and say whatever I wanted, and now that's kind of like an in, I guess, for people to criticize, or an in for, you know, people to, you know, because I'm essentially exposing myself as like, oh, I'm now thinking about how other people are feeling, you know, but I guess to your point, I don't.
So he didn't outright say I learned empathy, but he said I learned empathy. Now
Yeah.
now I understand how other people are feeling. Yeah. So he got there. He just didn't come out and say the same thing. I guess because so many people have given him shit about learning empathy, he had to find a new way to phrase it. But he essentially said the same thing.
Yeah.
Have any black friends.
He doesn't have any black friends.
You don't have any
That's
black
why I didn't know how black people felt. I didn't have someone there to tell me.
Oh,
I don't have any black friends either. Don't feel bad.
Have some friends who are people of color, but you know, it's never. I grew up in Southern California,
Yeah.
and I'm certain if I grew up around more black people, I wouldn't have felt nearly as comfortable.
I'll say it. You'd have been a wigger.
Yeah.
You are very much adapt to whatever
Yeah.
person you're trying to please,
Yeah.
and you would be so desperate to fit in that you'd be sagging your pants and wearing a wife beater and
Yep.
using Ebonics. I'm calling it right now. You are that kind of white dude.
Yep.
Saying
Yeah.
the things that I was saying.
Yeah.
And I think the more interactions that I've had with black content creators, and just regular everyday people, the
Yeah.
more I've realized like this matters.
Yeah. So and I don't say this as an indictment. I say this as a transparent thing that we would all realize, and I appreciate.
Hang up your investigator's license, bitch. Like, Jesus Christ. Doesn't matter.
And this feels sincere to you? This is the most sincere apology you've ever heard. This.
Ooh.
I'm here if you need to talk.
This matters.
This matters. All right, I went back and I binge watched In Living Color, and I know that this matters. I saw every season of The Cosby Show, and I know what I've done now. Family Matters had an entire episode on this. Okay, Urkel had to defend Laura's honor when that white boy made her cry.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man.
Your answer, because I think your answer allows me to like more clearly parse that out, is I didn't care. And I don't mean that in a
No.
but didn't care. These are not people that you and that was something that I think kind of struck me, right? Because
I went back and watched the entirety of Orange is the New Black. And I learned how the disadvantaged work the line. I can't. This is all so fake. This is all so fake. This is so performative. From both of you.
From
both of you.
Both of you.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
because in watching your video, a thing I wanted to ask you about was how come Tana, of all the, you only singled out one person to apologize to? Why her?
Okay, this is a fair question. I thought it was obvious because she's the only one that he went and met in real life to, quote unquote, he was kind of harassing her. Once you cross the line into real life, you were you're kind of harassing her. Kind of, because the joke was funny, and it's not like he stalked her. He paid for his ticket, he paid to do the meet and greet, and he used the meet and greet to make a joke. Borderline harassment because of the content of the joke. But whatever. But yeah, that's why I figured he singled her out, because for everyone else it was just internet shit talk, but for her it got real, so he probably felt bad. So that's kind of where I took that one. I was like, yeah, he might have gone a bit too far on that one. Arguably.
I think because I kind of just took it to like another level, because I think a lot of commentary channels, they can feel very comfortable and justified in speaking about a variety of topics because
yes we do. We can feel comfortable being honest and being ourselves, which is something you clearly have a problem doing. I have no problem talking about any topic, and I'm just going to give my honest take on it, because that's the point of commentary.
they're not like in person harassing people, and they're a lot of them are avoiding saying like the slurs, like I was saying. They're keeping it to like a certain level where they look around.
Let's be clear. All of them are only avoiding saying the slurs because YouTube changed their terms of service and they would now ban you for saying the slurs. If YouTube never changed their terms of service and they were still the same way they were in 2016 where you couldn't get banned for saying it, a lot of them would still be saying it.
Yes, they would.
Around their community, and they're saying like,
I'm not going to lie. My pretty ass has been craving fresh tea, and this is some Earl Grey that would make Jean-Luc Picard proud. Well, enjoy your tea. I've got some electrolyte water here. This is peach ring flavored, so Actually, I saw a tweet today, if I can derail for a moment, that's making me crave some tea. It was a video of an interview with the CEO of the Arizona tea company.
Oh yeah.
And they're like basically asking him why is yours
Why he never changes
why
the
aren't you
price.
raising your price?
Yeah, he does.
And he gave the game away.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it. He is the Arizona tea, which I made a rant about this in another video called How Expedition 33 Exposed the AAA gaming industry. But Arizona tea is the Expedition 33 of the drink game, because he flat out said, why would I? He was like,
Yeah.
why would I? We're still profitable. We're not in debt. We own the entirety of our business. Why would I raise the price if I'm still profitable? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
He was like, it's not like my production costs haven't gone up. Like everything is still this. Yeah. He was like, I'm still making money at the current price point. So I'm going to stay at that price point as long as it's making money. So he's basically admitting that, all those people blaming inflation are lying to you, because
Yeah.
even with inflation, he's still profitable at that price point. So that means that the price that he pays for his materials to make his product hasn't gone up enough that he still can't make profit at that current price point. That any company that is screaming inflation is probably just using it as an excuse.
As an excuse to jack up the prices. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty damn good tea. I like the
It
green
is.
tea, personally. Yeah. The green tea's pretty good. I used to get one of those at work every day.
Well, I'm not doing anything like that polarizing. I'm kind of I'm riding the line a little bit more. And
What line are you riding now? Just curious. Because I know you're not doing anything polarizing now, but what line are you riding?
The this stuff matters line, I guess.
The line between real and fake? Because the real part of you is the part that enjoys being a cuck and enjoys the humiliation, but the fake part of you is the part that is agreeing with these guys in order to fulfill that fetish. Got it. We figured out the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's got his lips surgically attached to Hassan's anus right now.
I think for Tana specifically, she was, I think, the youngest person I've made a video about. And
Yeah, she was 17 at the time. That was also the only minor he made a video about, too.
Didn't honestly, that kind of says it all to me.
Yeah, so that was also part of it. Which I
Screaming
don't know
white woman isn't.
I don't know how old he was at the time either. I think he may have been around the same age.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just she was. I guess she was also in. I think the worst part about it is going.
iDubbbz doesn't even know what he's talking about 75% of the time. No, I think he knows. Well, except when it comes to politics. Like, it's very clear when he starts talking about politics, like the Israel-Palestine stuff, that he has no idea what he's talking about, but I have to talk about this because it'll keep Hassan happy, and I need Daddy to be happy. But when it comes to this stuff, like, he knows what he's talking about, and by that I mean he knows the words to say and the things he should be doing. I don't think he honestly believes the stuff he's saying. I think he knows that I have to say this in order to attract this crowd, and doing so embarrasses me, and that makes my dick hard. Oh, shit! God damn it.
Going to her meetup because she was in what would feel like a safe space. She's already putting herself out there at a meet.
Every time I see a person, I die in like 2 shots. By the time I get around a corner and get where I can fight back, I'm already dead. Holy shit, dude. God, I suck at this game.
Meet and greet. I wouldn't even do meet and greets. She was doing a meet and greet, and I jump scared her, and who knows what my intentions were. She had no idea. No one there knew what my intentions were, and that's a scary situation to be in. That's horrible.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely valid. You're right. There is a fair situation to that, and that makes me think of Francesca Ramsey.
Am I the only one who feels like all of these conversations like this, more so coming from the black chick than him, but I feel like you guys give way more power to the N-word than it had before by having these conversations. Like the way you guys are talking about going to TanaCon and saying the N-word in front of her, which, I mean, it's shocking, but you make it sound like you went there to assassinate her. Yeah. Like, you made it sound like it was the scariest shit in the world. Like, you went there to plant a bomb. Like, it's you went there and you said a naughty word. Woo! Just she was probably fine 10 minutes later. It's not scary. No, scary is someone showing up and they pop open their vest and there's a fucking explosive device. Yes. Scary is someone showing up with a gun and opening fire. This isn't. Can we stop making this sound like it's on the same level as that shit? Yeah. Holy fuck.
Who I have spoken with, she tells us a story about being terrified in the airport when she runs into one of your fans.
When I encountered one of his fans in the airport, I thought
she was talking about Tana, but we're going back to the black chick now. The black chick he didn't mention in a video at all ever.
Yeah.
To ask myself, am I going to exit this conversation and continue to have my life? You know what I mean? Like, my life could be in danger, right? Yeah. Like, and so, again, that's why when there's all of these conversations about
how did you have a singular incident where your life was threatened by a white person in an airport because of iDubbbz, or was this just a feeling you had?
It's
oh my God! Yeah. Stop! Your feelings aren't reality.
No,
you're just paranoid.
Yeah.
About don't call me a Karen and don't call me white and don't call me racist. It's like when those names are used, your feelings are hurt. But when someone calls me the N-word, I have to wonder: is this person going to try and kill me?
No,
am I going?
No, you don't. You don't have to wonder.
Oh my God!
Not since our grandparents.
What did I just say about giving that word power? Like, you're making it sound like the word itself might kill you.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, dude.
I'm going to lose my life right now.
Who comes up to her and says, I watch and I know you from iDubbbz videos, and the fear she felt in not knowing what this person is for her. And I think why I asked the Tana question is this, and I think you're right to apologize to Tana. I don't think you're wrong to apologize to Tana.
That's not what you were saying to the black chick at the beginning of this video.
Yeah, I thought, why are you apologizing to
well, yeah, I think it's ironic that you picked a white person. Are you going to call him on it?
Okay.
Are you going to call him on it?
Yeah.
No, but now it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she learned some empathy before the interview started.
She took the empathy course.
Fucking Christ, dude. These people are all fake as shit.
Yes, they are.
I think what I really want to unpack is the decision to apologize her exclusively, because if you watch that video as someone like me who didn't watch your content and who isn't familiar of the larger array, you would think that this is the only person, or maybe the way I read it was, okay, he's been in trouble for using this kind of language and racial slurs and all of this, but the only person he individualizes is a white woman. And he says, he apologizes.
Okay, she's kind of calling him on it. And I'm scared to call you on it kind of way. Yeah, she is just treating him with baby gloves here.
Maybe to the black community in large, and it would lead you to believe that no black person was individually picked on or targeted, and that's not the case. And I think what I find interesting is that even in apologizing for doing racist things, a white woman is who was apologized to, as though there weren't black people who were called the N-word. And I wonder, because that took me down a rabbit hole of watching, videos, and I saw a content cop you did on Jinx.
On camera.
There we go. You're going to call out the one black person you did a content cop on. The one. And it wasn't Francesca, the one that you brought on, who is in fear for her life because iDubbbz said the N-word in a video once. And because he said the N-word in a video that wasn't about me.
Oh, God.
You don't get a break in the beginning. No resting. 100% 24/7 grind.
Damn, this nigga's on the grind. That's sure.
Oh, she ain't censored shit. She's just gonna say, there we go. Just person saw me, I died. Okay. But yeah, she's just gonna play it. Okay.
Shouldn't say it's about that time. It should say it's about that grind. 4 videos a day, non-stop editing. I'm like an animator. I put so much work into my videos. I'm like sitting there keyframe after keyframe trying to figure out how to put this fucking video in the corner of my screen. Grind, mad grind. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nothing but grind. I'm on the grind. My house, this ain't a normal house. This a grind house.
You gotta eat, sleep, and shit.
Yeah, this is the shit that made him famous.
You gotta suck dick
fucking shit, YouTube. Oh, it's so motivational. Holy shit. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna sit on my bed. I'm gonna sit on the end of my bed. I'm gonna set up the camera, and I'm gonna watch some fucking videos. Fuck editing. Fuck that shit. What am I, a faggot? Dude, are you gonna edit your video? No, what do I look fucking gay?
And
That's what made him famous.
So
He went from that to this. Now you get to see the contrast. She played a lot more of that than I thought that she would. She didn't censor shit. Good on you for that, I guess. Now I gotta censor stuff in the VOD, though. But, okay. But yeah, we went from that to this. And if YouTube still allowed people to talk the way that you talked in 2016, right now, they would be doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
That would still be happening. You aren't responsible for that change on YouTube.
No.
Advertisers were. You weren't the only one doing it. There were a lot of people that were doing it, and advertisers were like, whoa, we don't want to put our ads next to this shit. And then that's when YouTube was. It was the money that made them change, not you.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass. Do we have a favorite breakfast food item? I was thinking of treating myself tomorrow. I'm partial to French toast. And no.
I like crepes.
No. Depending on where you live, you may be able to get. Well, I recommend French toast to everybody because that's the thing you can get everywhere. But obviously, if you're in a place that serves sausage gravy biscuits, treat yourself.
Don't eat.
And I know this is going to sound crazy. And shut up. And I know this is going to sound crazy.
I wonder.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect a black person on stream.
Really?
I apologize. I apologize to you and the black community.
I was gonna say.
I didn't mean to silence black voices just then.
Community.
I was just trying to get my thought out, and I was obviously interrupted by an empowered black woman, and I should have let her speak, and that's my fault, and I apologize for that. I will pay you reparations as soon as the stream is over.
With your wand.
I will give you both my sausage and my gravy.
And your gravy. Thank you.
See, I brought it back home.
Brought it back
now
on.
That's comedy. No. You taking notes, Cliffy B?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still a little salty.
You're still on that.
Fuck Cliffy B.
But yes, I like crepes with strawberry, sauce. Yeah.
So this is gonna sound crazy. I have eaten sausage gravy biscuits at many places, some of the finest restaurants, and there are two places that have the best sausage and gravy biscuits you will ever eat in your life. The first one you don't have access to. It was the cafeteria in the job I worked, in the factory job I worked when I was 18. I worked at Revlon making makeup. I worked a factory job. I was a mechanic there. And that cafeteria had the best goddamn sausage gravy I've ever had in my life. But you gotta be an employee to get it. So the second best I've found is somehow, I don't know how, it's literally the only thing I like at this restaurant. It's McDonald's. The McDonald's sausage gravy might be the best fucking sausage gravy I've ever had next to Revlon's cafeteria, as weird as that sounds.
If you're picking up McDonald's and you are unsure what to get, you never fail.
You never fail with the sausage gravy biscuits.
You
gotta ask. You gotta ask now because they try to go cheap now.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to ask for extra. You have to tell them that you want the sausage gravy directly on the biscuits. Because they do this cheap shit now where they try to put it on the side and they give you this little cup and it's only enough in the cup to cover one biscuit. So then you got this dry ass fucking plain biscuit off to. No. You tell them to put that shit directly on your biscuits. Okay, I want them soggy and sopping by the time I get home. Okay,
oh, God.
I want them to absorb all that gravy, baby. Okay, sorry. All right.
Are you done?
My thought changed. Well, they brought up breakfast food. I had to answer a question, but yeah, I kind of want some sausage gravy now. We can go get McDonald's in the morning.
Now.
I don't think McDonald's serves crepes.
Yeah, McDonald's doesn't have crepes.
But they got that sausage gravy. All right. Anyway, back to this.
why a Jinx wouldn't receive an apology, because I think and I credit you for this in your apology, I actually did really like this, the part where you acknowledge I didn't feel comfortable in my own ability to be funny, or my own ability and my own personality, or whatever it is, and so I leaned on this, and I get that, because on some level, on a human level, I understand things, but on a content creator, on a public figure level of making things, I understand what it is to have insecurities, and I respect, I think it's big to admit that. But on the other level, I think to myself, well...
Sorry. Oh, she's making the face, too. She's just...
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Right at the...
Just kissing fuck out of iDubbbz ass over here.
Yep.
This is a very different game than you were talking before the interview. So now we know why there was a 20-minute preamble before the interview. Is she did the interview and she realized how bad it made her look because she is over here just sucking that white dick. So she needs to fucking she needs to have her moment with a black girl to call it out first, so that so she preloads it with that. So you go into the interview with all of that in the back of your mind, and now you don't. Hopefully, it'll deter you from noticing the amount of ass kissing that she's doing. It didn't. I noticed. I noticed.
Did you know that then, right? Are you aware now of this insecurity, or did you know it then? And if so, why is the same not grace shown to a person like Jinx when you decide to make a content cop about them? And, basically what you're honing in on is saying is they're untalented, or there isn't work that goes into their videos, right? Why isn't it sufficient enough to have your platform, right? You already have your platform that is in some way being boosted and made on this kind of bigoted content. That's one thing to exist in that space, but to not allow this other black creator to exist. And in the same way, you call black people themselves.
I'm pretty sure he existed just fine for quite a while after the content cop. Like I said, I think he even found Jesus. And I think, I could be mistaken here because I'm going off memory. Maybe I'll try to look this stuff up, but he didn't do it on his channel. He did it on live streams. And I can't remember what live stream it was on, but he was on there. I remember it was like a big panel thing. It was Jinx was on there. Abba from Abba and Preach was on there. It was a bunch of black dudes, and they were all like, really? You found Jesus? Because they were having that moment with him. They're like, so what are you doing now? And he's like, because they went over his channel and they're like, so all you do is read from the Bible now and stuff. And he went on this rant about how he found Jesus and he's going to start a church. And I think he even admitted during that his old content was lazy and he wasn't proud of it anyway. He was just doing it for money. And thank you for the membership, Trunks. Welcome aboard. I don't have any exclusive content yet. I think I may need to make that notification shorter. That went on for a while.
It did.
It's such a good one,
but
though.
I still like
such
it.
A good one, though. I don't think I have any exclusive content up there. So I'm open to ideas for what to do for members. But anyway, thanks for the membership. Hey, you get to watch me ad free, so that's something. Wait, that's what Jinx is doing now? Yes. I don't even think he does YouTube anymore because I remember during that panel, it was a bunch of black dudes. Can't remember why they were doing a panel. I think it started political and Jinx joined. No, wait, it was about race. I remember now. It was a bunch of black dudes doing a panel with Nick fucking Fuentes.
Okay.
So Nick Fuentes was on this panel with them. And Jinx was there and his mind was blown and they were like, why aren't you getting mad? Because Jinx is like, they were trying to explain, because Jinx didn't know who Nick was. And Abba's trying to explain to him who he is. And then Abba asked I think Jinx was seeing a white girl at the time or dating a white. And then Abba asked Nick Fuentes how he felt about interracial couples. And he gave an honest answer because he's very openly racist.
Yeah, he is.
And it blew Jinx's mind because he was like, wait, what? He was like, what do you mean? Yeah, he was having and they were like, why aren't, he was like, man, if you'd have said that to me like a year ago or so, I'd have fucking flipped out. But I done found God now. Yeah, and then that's when he went on his God speech and he talked about how all he does is read from the Bible on his YouTube page. And I think that wasn't getting views, so he quit doing it and he was talking about starting a church. Okay, yeah, so I remember now. It all just came back to me. It came rushing back to me because I remember Nick Fuentes being there. I'll have to remember like what the title of it was so we can look it up. Because it's on YouTube. You can find it. But yeah, it was Abba from Abba and Preach, Jinx, couple other black dudes, and then Nick Fuentes, and I want to say Sneeko was there. Maybe Sneeko. I can't remember if Sneeko was on that one or not. But yeah, it's old. It's old. Like, it's not new. This is from a while back. I think this is before Sneeko got banned from YouTube. That's why I think Sneeko might have been there.
Yeah.
Might have been before Nick Fuentes got banned from YouTube, because this is on YouTube. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think YouTube has that rule where you can't have banned creators on your show. They just can't have their own channel. Because I still see stuff from Mr. Girl popping up on YouTube all the time. Like, there's Mr. Girl archive channels on YouTube that take the content he's making right now on Rumble and archive it onto YouTube. But they're archive channels. They're not Mr. Girl's channel. So Mr. Girl himself can't have a channel, but these fan channels can exist that take his current day...
Yeah, I've seen...
They take his current day Rumble streams and make them into content. But anyway, so that's what happened. And I want to say during that, bringing this back to the whole reason I brought it up, I want to say during that whole rant that he did, and they're asking him, because that's when he revealed he was doing Jesus content, and Abba started asking him about his content on YouTube and the kind of views he was getting and whatnot, and then why he made the switch. And he admitted that he could get more views doing the reaction stuff, but the reaction stuff felt lazy and he was forcing it, that he didn't even want to be doing it. He flat out admitted, I'm doing this for money because it's making me money. Hence why he gave the whole speech that iDubbbz called out in his content cop about being on that grind. Okay, so there we go. There's your history lesson. Brought it all back home. I told you we would get there. My ADHD got in the way for a minute, but we got there. I'm proud of myself right now. I think I need a cookie or some sausage gravy biscuits.
I'll give you.
Okay. Thank you.
How about that?
All right, back to it.
The N-word, but they aren't singled out in the apology, and I wonder why it is that that's the case. Love it.
They can't stand to see us, and this is not just exclusive to Black people, this is marginalized people, period. This is what you're seeing happening during Pride, right? This idea that if I think you are less than me, how dare you like yourself? Exactly. How dare you be happy? How dare you be successful? When throughout history...
You do understand that's not why people get mad at Pride, right?
No,
Like, that's... They aren't mad at Pride because it's a bunch of gay people being happy. That's not why most people get mad at Pride. There's some. There's probably some crazy Christian ones that do that. There's probably some. Most get mad at it because of the fact that, like, you're waving dildos in front of children on the street.
Did you see the one where the guy is basically in his tidy whities?
Yeah, because you guys are twerking and waving fucking dildos in front of kids. That the only thing Pride seems to be about is where you put your genitals.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more to being gay than gay sex, but it seems like that's damn sure feels like the focus of a lot of Pride. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And that's the stuff that makes it to TV. So a lot of straight people, like my dad, are never going to go to a parade. Their only exposure to it is going to be on TV. And when every time he turns on the TV and the news is showing the most extreme version, which is a bunch of gay dudes flopping their dildos around in front of 5-year-olds, he's going to be upset.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the gay people being happy. It's that, do you need to do this in front of the kids? Can you not be happy in your own fucking bedroom? And like that's the shit that he'll yell at the TV. Jesus Christ. I know it's Pride. I should shut my ass up. Pride, Pride gets a whole fucking month, but fathers get 1 day. Okay.
And mothers.
All of us ain't gay, but all of us have a fucking dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I get 1 day. You get 1 day for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
The presidents who founded our country get 1 day. Pride gets a whole month.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, a little mini rant there.
You
want to talk about equality? Really? Don't even. No one at Pride should be preaching about equality when that happens. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right. Anyway, back to it. Next year, I am dedicating my Father's Day to waving dildos in front of kids. Let me know how that goes. Is your dad gay? Like, would he be into it? No,
Happy Father's Day.
I'm gonna stop. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Give out Father's Day dildos.
Jesus Christ, the Father's Day dildo. It's the daddy dildo.
It's the daddy dildo.
Oh.
I've been told that my whiteness and me doing the bare minimum is the standard.
Yes.
And now y'all taking my jobs, you taking my views, you out here
Yes.
taking my partners. Like you are living the life that I'm supposed to have.
Yes.
And I'm just minding my business.
What?
That's not how YouTube works. I'm assuming she's talking about the people that she talked to, and not.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's talking about the people that she talked to, and not like herself. But
Yeah,
that's not how YouTube works. People don't take views from other people.
Yeah.
There are 9 billion people on the planet, and the people who watch your content, guess what? They can also still watch mine. Most of them probably do watch multiple people.
Yeah.
Like, they don't just subscribe to one channel and that's my one channel on YouTube. No, you're not taking views from other creators because you made a video in the same genre. That's such a retarded way to look at YouTube. Holy shit. I'm gonna let them fight it out over there and I'm leaving. Fuck it.
Fight amongst yourselves.
Yep.
Well, I think Jinx specifically, I think all of these creators, to varying degrees that I've made content cop videos on, I think they deserve their own apology in their own way. I think Jinx is definitely one of them. I think the type of content he was making, in the same way that I felt. I guess it wasn't necessarily that Jinx making reaction content, like nowadays that's like it's commonplace, right? So he in a lot.
It is, and I've defended reaction content from the very beginning, even the lazy way that Jinx did it. Jinx did it the lazy way. I'd argue that most reaction content now has a lot more effort put into it. Because we can point out when it's lazy, except for Hassan, who literally leaves an empty chair in front of his stream, but or XQC, who just sits there quietly for three to every he unpauses every 3 to 5 minutes to go. That's crazy, chat. That's crazy, and then he'll unpause.
But no, I'm laughing. The comment.
She's cute though. I'd give her my reparations. If you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I need to see the rest of her first. She's alright. She's alright. Those eyebrows ain't like they're pulling me out of it. Like, what is that? What are you doing? What is this makeup game that you got going on?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
She's pretty, but I don't know.
She could be a lot prettier.
She could be. Yeah.
You need to reassess that entire wardrobe malfunction you've got going on. It's the eyebrows. They're just.
They're very severe.
Is she doing like the drawn on eyebrows?
No. She has gotten her eyebrows done. It's just very severe.
Well, you need to get a refund.
There's no softness to it. Like I think.
Yeah, they look drawn on.
Well, I also think when like some black women, when they do makeup, they go in with a liner and outline the eyebrows, and it gives
the makeup's real thick too. I can see the texture of the makeup on the lighting. Like you're wearing you're wearing entirely too much.
As much makeup as she's wearing.
Yeah, she's wearing entirely too much.
Yeah.
Lipstick is good though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lipstick's fine.
Lipstick's fine. But
the hair's all right.
Yeah, I like her hair.
All right.
It's fine.
It's the makeup and the makeup and the eyebrows.
The eyebrows.
And she's doing that thing with her hair that I fucking hate, where it's like where it's like matted to your forehead, like it's supposed to be a design.
So they take the baby hairs and they do like the little thing, and
it looks terrible.
Our children have that naturally, and I don't think it looks
terrible,
right, unless you have it naturally. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it calls attention to it, I guess.
Where you're it's the look of doing it with a bunch of product where it looks like where it looks like it's like taped down to your fucking face. Yeah,
well, you
it
take
looks
the
bad.
little toothbrush thing that I use with the girls, and you put some hair gel. And
it's the glossy like I glued it to my forehead look. It looks bad. I hate it.
Yeah, like our kids their hair does that.
I get it's a style.
without
I'm
the
just saying it's
gloss.
a bad style. I
that
don't
a
like
pig?
it. That's a wolf.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. That's a person. Ah, god damn it, come on. He was barely moving. I hate that cars in Fortnite do that and knock you back 800 feet if they barely touch you. Ugh. So aggravating. It's the worst mechanic. Anyway, alright, let's go.
A lot of ways initiated that trend, and I think the content I was making, it was just it was cheap, I think, in kind of the same way that some people can view reaction content as cheap. So I think in a lot of ways I am guilty of what I was criticizing Jinx for. No, your videos were edited, had a lot of good points in them. They had skits in them. You put work into yours. Don't downplay the work that you already did just because you said the naughty word in it. Just because you said some gamer words. Okay, what you did took work. What Jinx did required sitting on the edge of his bed. Again, the thing you called out in your own content cop and were correct about was him just sitting on the edge of his bed, playing a video and laughing at it. I don't even think he showed the video on his screen. Like, I don't even think he edited the video into it. I think he just sat on his bed and watched videos and then talked about them and you could hear the audio from them. Like, it was literally the laziest form of reaction stuff. Being very just generally uncaring. And like I said, I was insecure about my ability to entertain.
Oh, come on. No way you saw me.
Yeah, I think, Jinx deserves his own apology, and I'm open to, personally talking to Jinx or, whatever he might be open to.
Yeah, I mean, because listen, I think I don't think it's so that there's an aversion to forgiving you, right? Like if I think of myself as a proxy representative for the Black community right now, I don't think it's that anybody has the aversion to forgiving you. I think it's the recognition that it doesn't matter whether we do or don't. Because if we had the ability to cancel you, you wouldn't have been successful in the first place. Because Black people have a problem with you now, had a problem with you then. They were just being ignored. And so,
do you know who first showed me an iDubbbz video?
A Black person?
A Black dude. Kearney showed it to me. He thought it was fucking hilarious. Don't speak for all Black people.
Yeah, I hate that. Like,
the majority of the like every Black dude that I knew who saw that shit thought it was hilarious. They all hated Jinx too. They all hated.
Like, this is the.
Do you know why you didn't have the ability to cancel him? Because other Black people don't agree with you.
Yeah.
If all of you were on the same page, you probably could have. But the thing is, you all weren't on the same page. A lot of them enjoyed his content.
And this is probably the 4th or 5th time that she has sat there and said that she is speaking for the Black community. I'm like, no.
She's a racial investigator.
No, you're not.
She's a racial investigator. She's got credentials. That's why she gets to speak for you.
No, she doesn't have any credentials either.
Racial investigator.
Similarly, what I think is the thing that I really want to unpack is that you're allowed to apologize, whether or not you don't or you do come forward. And I appreciate the way the approach that
oh, well, thank you for giving us permission.
you've taken and that you've chosen to on your own without a larger controversy be forced to. But the thing is, what I noticed when I went down the deep dive is most of the Black people that you did single out are no longer making YouTube.
You were a racial investigator back in your early 20s? Had them all. It was good times.
I was a racial investigator too.
Did you catch any racists? Were you a good racial investigator? Because I'd argue she's a bad one.
Yeah, she's not really good at it.
I just see you doing stakeouts like Mike on Breaking Bad.
I believe.
The minute I see him burn that cross, I'm out this car. I
believe, like my steakhouse, I believe his were more bedroom centered.
She ain't clapping his cheek, so I'm gonna go with she's a 2 and 10 out of skill. Maybe no, she's not. Maybe he got to watch her get her cheeks clapped because that's his thing. Okay.
Videos. They're no longer content creating in one way or the next. They've in some way been run off the platform or been terrified through years of harassment. Francesca was harassed so much that it's a part of her Wikipedia page that she's went through a series of harassment.
Did she edit that into the page herself? Let's not forget that Wikipedia pages are publicly edited. We checked her IMDb page, and it wasn't there. There was no mention of that on her IMDb page, but she doesn't have the ability to edit that one, so maybe I just wasn't looking in the right place.
And I think that's what's notable to me, because I watched Tana's response to your apology, and she talks about how she also respected it and how she would be open to a world where she talked to you, and how she herself has been canceled and her different pivots. And I think that is the thing that really is the ire of the community, and seeing that is that you have the ability to make a platform on bigoted content, attack a black content creators doing similar things, or basically
you've got the same ability. You guys have had the ability longer. Dave Chappelle made a career out of making jokes about white people. Have you not seen Chappelle's show? He did whiteface, for Christ's sake. Like, you guys have had this ability for way longer. Why aren't you doing it? Well, you're doing a different grift. Jesus. So fucking fake, dude.
Target them as not talented or not this or whatever it is, and essentially run them off the platform. But white content creators, even the ones guilty of doing those things, are able to pivot. And I think that's the thing that worries people, and like something I've been mulling over and how to go about this, because sometimes you worry that, well, if I say it's okay, or if you forgive people, then it incentivizes other people to do the same. Like, what is to say there aren't going to be, because it happens all the time, of people saying, I want to do something and I don't think I have the talent to do it. I don't think I have this. So let me make my platform on punching down, and I will be able to at a later date say sorry and move on.
Punching down?
What?
At the time he made those videos, I'm pretty sure every single person he made a content cop on was a bigger creator than he was.
Yeah.
He was punching up. I could be wrong. Maybe Jinx was the exception. Maybe. But I'm pretty sure most of them were bigger than him, and probably still are. Well, with the exception of Jinx. He's given everybody a double dose of the Holy Ghost now.
I think that's an extremely valid fear, and I think that's kind of from what I heard from Francesca, that's really frustrating, and I don't think it's fair. I think, it's good for people to change, obviously. I think the level that...
And if you can make a whole platform over being bigoted, why is Sneeko banned? Why is Nick Fuentes banned? Why are the actual bigots banned? Where's this getting a platform off being bigoted? Like, where is this?
In her brain.
Like I would say the response that I've gotten anywhere from, one end of the spectrum where like
dude talks like a high school counselor when you get pulled into the office for some heinous shit. Slurs are bad. Okay.
commentary channels are saying like, I don't think he has any reason to apologize. To like maybe Francesca Ramsey at the other end saying like, this isn't like even close to being enough.
Yeah.
Because a lot of black creators and black.
Spoiler alert, iDubbbz. With people like her,
it's never enough.
Nothing's ever going to be enough. You could give your entire net worth to her in reparations, and then she'd say, well, there's still X number of millions of other black people that were injured by your word in that video once, so you still have a lot of work to do, but nothing will ever be enough.
Black people in general have had to deal with the environment that, me and, other creators have made. And so, like, I think that entire range of reaction is appropriate.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, for me, it's sort of expected, right? Because I think a lot of the people who say that I shouldn't have apologized or something like that, they are so far from like arriving to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And he's on another level. They're so far from understanding the emotions that he understands, from arriving at the empathy level that he's accomplished. That it just, we could all learn from iDubbbz.
I mean, he is.
I mean, he's gone from racist bigot to a whole nother. He's transcended. He's not punching down anymore. He's reached enlightenment.
He's at God level.
This is what enlightenment looks like. We need to get on his level. Look at that mullet. That's the mullet of the gods.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, his hair was cut by Aphrodite herself. No, that's right. His hairdresser is the one his wife's fucking. Never mind. Oops, forgot about that for a minute. God.
Is this buddy who's fucking his wife?
Yeah, that's right. The hairdresser was a sparring partner. That's the one she's fucking. Remember?
Yeah.
Allegedly. What's up, Luna?
And I totally get Francesca's feelings of like, you can't like undo 5-10 years of harassment that I've received. Like,
yeah.
So I get it. I wish, I mean, all I can think of, you know, at this point is to communicate my headspace and like where I was at the time and how I came to terms with like understanding like my role and responsibility in our community.
Thought it'd be good, a glimpse into iDubbbz headspace. Ooh.
It's gonna be
yeah, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to put some alcohol in that drink. Yep. I might have to.
Yep.
And just like communicate to that to people, because that's as close as I can get to like undoing things or like fixing things.
Yeah. And how did you, like, when you made the final decision that you were gonna make the video, like that this is it, like what happened there?
I think there's been a lot of things. I think number one, I think like doing this whole creator clash thing has opened my eyes to it in a big way. I think I've had to interact with, you know, boxing is a community that has a lot of marginalized people in it. You know, there are a lot of black people in boxing, Mexicans. I mean, it is super popular.
Mexicans. They're Latinos.
the Hispanics.
Every Spanish person isn't from Mexico.
Isn't from Mexico.
You racist. You've learned nothing.
Nope.
This is also fake. He's still a bigot. Call him on it, Frenchie. You're a racial investigator. Or do you only care about the blacks?
Yep, she only cares about the blacks.
I guess the Hispanics, I'm sorry, the Mexicans are on their own. Both of you are fake as hell.
Yep.
Around the world, and
my dad loves boxing.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to, you know, interact with different people.
Where am I from? Get the fuck out of my chat, bot. I swear to God, if you give me a Discord link, I'm banning you immediately. You're not responding to anything I've actually said on stream.
Nope.
It's a fucking bot. God, I hate Kick. It's just nothing but bots over there.
People than the usual, like, you know, small bubble of like commentary YouTubers on YouTube. Like, that's very small. They're coming from like the same world that I come from, and it just.
Hold up, let's see if there's any art up for the commission. Yeah, that's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
This is I've seen bots that do this. These are the bots that try to pretend to be people. Usually they come in and just give a one copy pasted message, but this is them trying to get smarter with the bots. But they do the same thing every time. They say, hey, they ask how you're doing. Okay, those two questions are normal. Then they ask where you're from. Okay. And there's always a big gap between what they say, so it's as if they're waiting to respond to something you said. But they're not going to respond to anything you actually say on stream. Then they're going to ask where you're from, and then the next thing he's going to do is, the next thing this bot is going to do is either tell me that's awesome or invite me to their Discord, depending on how many lines of text they program the bot to have. So you guys watch chat, because it's about to happen. It doesn't matter what I say on stream, this bot's not going to listen because it can't actually hear me.
just makes my confidence in a lot of these like ideas that I've developed over the years be like less and less confident in them, because it's like, oh, holy shit, like these are real people, and they're as fucking, you know, compassionate, and you know, I don't know, it's just
searching for the words. What are the magic words I need to say to make me sound empathetic?
Yeah.
Because I'm faking empathy now.
Words.
Yeah, I'm searching for the empathy words. These are real people. As opposed to what? What were you making your videos for before? Bots?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought only bots were watching me. I didn't realize real people watch my stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, like this is all just virtue signaling nonsense.
I get it. I mean, I went to boarding school in West Virginia, and I was the only black girl in my senior class. So I have been people's first, many a white person's first introduction to a black person that in any way departed from a caricature or a stereotype they had in their mind. And I think, and you know, listen.
No, she's not from West Virginia. She is not a mountain mama. She went to college in West Virginia.
No, she said a boarding school.
Oh, she went to a boarding school.
A boarding school.
Okay, so that means you were shipped off by your parents there.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, what the fuck were you into? Since we're gonna fucking pull out the whip and whip old iDubbbz over here for the shit that he did in the past. What did you do? Why the fuck are you getting shipped off to boarding school?
Parents just had
Hold
money.
on.
Yes, mountain
Hold
mama.
on. Why did you get shipped off to and no, they don't have money because the boarding school was in West Virginia. It was cheap. They couldn't afford a good one.
See, now I want to look up boarding schools in West Virginia. Maybe, look, places that you have boarding schools are places where, you know, there's not a lot of people. It's up in a mountain. Yeah, I can see it.
No one.
No?
No one wants to send their kids to West Virginia. No parent wants to brag about their kid going to school in West Virginia.
Just saying. Maybe.
Okay. I want to know what she did to get shipped off to a boarding school now. Hold on. Fuck iDubbbz. Let's talk about you for a minute.
She said boarding school. She didn't say military school.
Potato.
You know, let's send our black kid to a white pill popper's purgatory.
What did you do? I'm sorry, I have never heard of anyone going to a boarding school that wasn't like being sent there as a punishment. I'm sorry.
Okay, so there were like a handful, one or two people maybe, who got sent to boarding school when I was a kid. I mean, okay, one was a military school, so that was probably punishment.
Yep, punishment. They're always punishments.
But I do think there was one who it was a snob thing. It was a...
That's probably mixed or both.
Yeah.
Still punishment. Because I'm guarantee if you ask that snob kid how he feels about boarding school, it was a punishment. He did not want to be there.
I don't know. This one was super snobby herself, so
no.
I think she...
There's an exception to every rule, I guess.
Yeah.
I still want to know what she did. I'm still sticking to my theory that this bitch did stuff in her youth that she wouldn't be proud of, and now she's got the audacity to go online and fucking racially investigate a white dude for saying the N-word. Okay. Bitch, you got shipped to boarding school. What did you do?
What did you do?
What gives you the authority? What, 'cause you're black? You gonna need more than that.
That's all it is.
You gonna need more than that. Black. I'm sorry.
Like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be that white dude. You gonna need more than that.
I'm gonna speak for the black community.
Oh my God.
I can't. I just can't.
I actually think you're in a better position than most if you think about it, because you're not the only white person. There are tons of white people, even the ones I'm sure condemning you, guilty of similar behavior, or at the very least being complicit on a spectrum of racism. So you're not alone. You're in a country full of company, right? So
she's one of those black people who believe all white people are racist. Yeah, there's no such thing as a white person who's not at least a little racist.
Yeah.
How racist am I?
I mean, you're doing the long con. So
that's
you're like
right. That's right. They think that I married a black chick so that I could corrupt her black genes with my white seed, and dilute her family tree.
Yep,
So they think that the simple act of me being, God, I hate the Bushes. I can't even fucking see him. Jesus Christ, they're so cheap. I'm not even gonna try to fight that. Oh my God, dude. I fucking hate that shit so much. Just hide in a bush and he gets perfect vision and I can't even see him.
That's not.
Yeah.
So in that respect, very often, I think, when we talk about racism, all kind of white people, if they were able to, if there were video logs of their platform or how they've lived their life, I'm sure they have a community of black people who would be upset or who they've wronged or they've fostered attitudes
in the bush,
and things
giving
too.
away my position,
but
lady.
they don't have the benefit, I think, in your case. You actually do have the benefit of knowing who and what. Like, you can't contain, once you spread like toxicity, you can't spread what your audience does. You can only try to course correct, and I respect that you are doing that, right? So you can't do anything about whatever black people were on the receiving end of who your
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. You can't control your audience.
No, you can't.
audience members or those things. But you do know which individual black people, that you made content cops about or that you singled out. And
The one. Just the one.
Just
Not people. Person. It was one.
according to her friend.
It was singular.
I have yet to see.
Hold on.
these-
Here. I'll Google it. Maybe I missed it. Fine. We will Google it.
Where
Let's
did-
Google content cop Francesca.
Like,
Oh, here we go. Somebody. See, this is all you had to do was Google
Okay,
content cop,
yeah,
since you said all
yeah.
those videos were private and you
Yeah.
can't find it. Somebody made a YouTube video playlist with all of them in order. So
okay,
somebody has
yeah.
archived them for us. Okay, so we got content cop Jinx. Okay, there's your black guy.
Yeah,
Content
yeah.
cop amateur food reviewers. So that's all amateur food people. Content cop toy review channels. He did one on the Fine Bros. Keemstar toy review channels number 2. How to prank it up. So he did one on prank channels. Leafy is here. All right, these are all white people so far except for Jinx. Tech destruction channels. That's another one. Tana Mojo, Jake Paul, and Rice Gum.
Not
that's
hearing
it.
any Francesca.
There's a singular black person on this list. Just the one, and it wasn't Francesca. So we're clear. I checked.
I'm just saying. Someone is awfully has an awful case of
No,
main
they
character
did
syndrome.
zero research. She took her black friend at her word because the
Yeah.
black person wouldn't lie to her, would they?
No, of course not. Main character syndrome.
Yep.
Apparently, she thinks everybody's talking about her.
Everybody's out to get me. Everything's racist, and you gotta call all white people are devils. Those white devils.
Devils.
Oh my God.
and what those videos made in revenue. You have the ability to look at the
As the Mexicans would say, gringos. Sorry, I didn't want to leave the Mexicans out. I'm sorry.
What is it? El Blanco Diablo.
El Blanco, Diablo, Gringo.
Ay, Dios mío.
Ay, Dios mío, no. Stop before they call us racist.
Yeah.
these things, and I think you do have a way to
God.
definitively, concretely do some
the
things.
wall
And-
kick. I thought they
and
took that out.
especially, let me tie it back to you earlier saying you have no black
Literally
friends.
just got me killed.
And listen, even if you didn't tell me that, I knew that. I went to create a clash. So
I couldn't jump on top of the rock because he wall kicked off of it instead of vaulting up on it. Ugh, God, I thought they took that mechanic out. It's little bullshit like this.
Says,
This
it
game's
says black
nonsense.
slip-on chef shoes. That's
Jake
what it
Paul
is.
boxes. Is he an honorable, marginalized Mexican? No, white people box all the time. Despite what these two would say, there's a lot of minorities box. Shut the fuck up. There's plenty of white people
what
too.
These two
Oh my
idiots
God.
say.
Well, we all know from him dropping out of Creator Clash 3 and his coach exposing him on H3 that iDubbbz actually knows nothing about boxing. So all the boxers he knows are probably just the famous ones who all happen to be black. Mike Tyson, George Foreman. He made a grill too.
He made a grill.
That one made a grill too. I seen him into Walmarts. I seen Muhammad Ali. Yeah,
Oh, Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, all of them.
So I knew. But I think there is a way to change that. You know what I mean? If you're a person, if you have the benefit, whether we like it or not, of I can't crush your platform, nobody else can either. You're gonna have one. You're gonna still have this audience. So if you have the benefit, your white privilege is that you have the ability to maintain your platform and continue to grow. I think a way that you step forward, a way you atone that, is to change the lack of the way they're black people's platforms that you brought down. Bring some black people's platforms up. You know what I mean? Or help. And listen,
that's why he put Sean the Black in his content cop. There we go. See, he's got a token black guy now. He has a black friend.
There you go.
He got his his black friend. See, growth, change.
What's your dad's black friend's name?
Kelly.
Kelly.
It's a guy, by the way.
Oh my God.
In some respect, I will consider your presence here, you taking the step in to getting on the black side of the internet. But I do think that is a way you can concretely do something. Like, take a look at the privated videos or whatever videos it is where you targeted whatever content creators, and look and see how much did that make, or what was this, and like sit down and try to like piece by piece, what can we do about this? How can we reach out to these
Tell
folks?
them to cut a check, like you said before.
That shows some kind of material step, you know? Like, you know what? I acknowledging that it's...
What's the material step? Are you going to tell them to cut a check like you told to Francesca, or are you going to bitch out? All right, it's time to step up.
Not just that you built your platform off of, you know, some bigoted content, because that's not innately the problem. It's that you also destroyed black platforms. And so I think that's where...
What black platform did he destroy?
No.
What black platform did he destroy? Wasn't Jinx, and that was the one black person he made a content cop on. What black platform did he destroy exactly? No, we're not going to reference any particular person. You're not going to bring any actual... Okay.
Where a good place for you to kind of move forward, and that was an idea I wanted to bring to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Where's the cut the check? You told him to check his revenue. You did all the stuff. You talked a big game with Francesca before the interview about, you gave that exact speech about check your revenue on this, this, and this, and then cut a check. So why'd you leave out the cut the check part? It's time to get paid, bitch. And she completely bitched out.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea, and I'm going to take your advice on that. I think
what advice? She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She told you to check the revenue and make a material step. She gave no instructions. What's the idea? What are you gonna do, iDubbbz? The fuck are you gonna do? Because she didn't say anything.
He was going to go on Tana's podcast.
Yeah.
What is your, I guess...
Called it. There it is. There's the butt. They made their move. Called it.
It took them long enough.
Yeah, it took them long enough. There you go. There you go. Go ban that real quick. Add you to the ever-growing list of banned bots I have on Kick, because there's only fucking people who fucking watch me on Kick. God, Kick sucks. Ugh.
I'm curious what your thoughts on doing that would be.
I think you can do that. I don't think that there is a problem with you doing that, especially if that's somebody
Why are you asking her for permission? Why are you asking her for permission to go on a white girl's podcast? Who the fuck is you? Jesus Christ. This is also performative from both sides. Oh my God.
And like I said, I don't think you're wrong to apologize to or acknowledge a dangerous element or that. I don't think that will warm the hearts of the communities, the particular marginalized communities they feel impacted by, because I think they're still going to feel like the narrative will still be that a white woman was centered in.
Give him some instructions. What do you want him to do? Yeah, just out with it already.
He's waiting for you to
all
tell
of
him what to do.
And that ultimately you're apologizing for saying a racial slur, a black racial slur to a white lady. So I don't think you're wrong to do it. I think you can do multiple things. In the same way that you could sit down and talk to me, I think you can sit down and talk to Tana. So I think that's fine. I don't think you have to take that out of your lexicon, but I think the same way you've made these are bold steps. Like I said, I want to give credit to that. Most people are not sitting down with me, okay? People are scared of me on a regular, even in court, okay? So
I don't think fear is the reason they won't sit down with you. It's because you're fake.
Yeah.
It's because this is performative. Yeah. And you're a clout chasing goblin.
Yep. There you go.
I think it's just about you saying now, hey, maybe let me see how I reach out to a Jinx, or at the very least, even if you, because a lot of these people might not be receptive to talking to you. I know Francesca don't care to speak to you or anything like that, but I think
because there's no truth behind anything. Because
there's
no truth behind anything that she said,
Yeah.
and she's gonna bring up stuff that didn't happen, and she's scared that she'll get called on it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Like, there's no reason for her to not.
If she was really as mad as she said that
Yeah.
she was, then she'd be jumping at the opportunity. But she doesn't need the clout. She's been on actual television, blah, blah, blah. She's already famous. So she doesn't have clout to chase from it, and she knows there's no merit to anything that she said. So she doesn't want a chance to be scrutinized for it.
There's a way that you can change a narrative. Like what I saw a lot when I was watching, there was a video, that's why I figured I watched a whole video on the end of Jinx's career, right? And that begins with Content Cop is the beginning of the end for Jinx.
No.
And
That's not
even
what
because of an audience, we know this, being on Twitter, the popular opinion is who's got the biggest audience, right? Or who's the winner, or who's still.
His online career is over, true, but that wasn't because of iDubbbz. Again, that was Jinx's choice. I'm gonna have to find that fucking. I'm gonna have to find that fucking panel or whatever, debate or whatever it was with Jinx and ABBA and all of them on it after this, because I swear I think he just like left the internet to start a church. I don't think it had anything to do with iDubbbz.
Still standing. And so because you're the one that's still standing and Jinx has been run off the platform, the audience's perspective is like, he was stupid, he was prideful.
Again, the research that she did was watching some essay channel do a video essay on why he left YouTube. That channel's not going to follow what he done after he left. It's just he left, and they probably mentioned the Content Cop as being, you know, the beginning of the end, because that's a misconception that a lot of people have, that iDubbbz was the career killer. But when you go back and actually look at it now in hindsight, at the time it probably felt that way. And I don't know how old this video is that she might have watched too, on top of that, but at the time it felt like he had that kind of power. But now that we've got, you know, hindsight, we can look back and go, no, Tana's doing fine. Rice Gum's still making content. He's doing fine. He's still rich. He's still doing his thing. Most people have forgotten about the Content Cop. He was able to move on. Food review channels are still a thing. Toy review channels are still a thing. Like, literally every one of those things I mentioned are still a fucking thing, except for Jinx. And I think, and even Jinx could come back tomorrow and do reaction stuff and probably still have an audience. He just doesn't want to anymore. Reaction content's more popular now than ever. He'd probably make a killing, but he just doesn't want to anymore.
He should have. I'm like, he's calling him every kind of N-word, and you're mad at the man because he's upset. But I think there's a way that we can speak up for people, that you could say, hey, you know what? I actually was wrong. You know what I mean? Or that wasn't, you know, that's not the right perspective to have, because so much public perception changes whether or not we're able to succeed. And changing the public perception on Jinx is what killed him. So I think there's also a way that you can just kind of walk back some of these things, and maybe recognize the humanity that you didn't recognize in them then, recognize it now. Because think about if you felt the way you felt and all the things that you're going through, but your platform was gone. Yeah. So I think that's a way. I think
he doesn't have to imagine his platform being gone. He has lost his fan base. He knows what it feels like. He has tried to rebuild his fan base and failed multiple times, and then he found Hassan. Jinx found Jesus. iDubbbz found Hassan.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I don't know to the extent, like how much of this footage you plan on using for your video, but I did find out a couple months ago that Jinx has me blocked on Twitter. So if Jinx does come across this video, I'll see if there's an email or something. But let it be known, I'm down to speak with you and even do it all publicly, or whatever he'd like.
And I love that. Listen, I love that. The defense.
His dick is getting hard at the thought of being thoroughly embarrassed and humiliated by Jinx. He wants to do it publicly. The public humiliation is the fetish, guys. He is rock hard at the thought over here.
It's turning in my heart.
About him shitting his pants and shit.
Yep. His dick is hard and his pants are thoroughly pooped. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
When I stumbled on the Jinx thing, I was like, listen, I'm years behind. I didn't know nothing about Jinx in 2015 of all of this, but I was like, he does not know it wherever he is in the world, but justice for Jinx. I was like, so I'm glad. And I'm really glad that you sat down with me. Is there anything in particular? I want to make sure that you're able to like say whatever you say, because I think this is the closest you're going to get to talking directly to Cornbread Tube. So, you don't know Cornbread Tube? Have you never heard that?
No, I haven't.
No, I don't think other black people have either.
Yeah, what the fuck is she talking about?
It's a play on bread tube. Cornbread Tube. It's the black people YouTube, just like bread tube is leftist YouTube. Yeah, okay. I've never heard the expression cornbread tube. Yeah. I've heard of black Twitter, and it's wild. Yeah. But I've never heard of cornbread tube.
Yeah, no.
I love me some black Twitter.
That seems like your kind of thing.
Like, what is that?
Oh, Brad Tube is the video essayist space, right? The general video essays, and Cornbread Tube is the black video essayist space.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard of Bread Tube.
She just made that shit up right now and right in front of you, dude. And you're falling for it.
Cornbread Tube, that's funny. I like that.
Yes, you get it. So if there's anything you wanted to say to them directly, please, this is your moment.
Oh, I mean, maybe I'd have more to say if I was like familiar, but is there like more? Is there any like?
That's where everybody is. All of the cat blacks, or that's where.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our side of it.
I guess I'll just say, like, out of the, the I've watched. I mean, I tend to want to stay away from a lot of the reaction videos to like my apology and stuff because mentally it's just tough to deal with.
Yeah.
But there have been a few that I've watched fully, and Cat Black is one of the videos that I watched, and I mean, I would say
he watched the black guy.
Out of any of the
I've got a black friend.
Reactions to watch, in my opinion, it would be Cat Black's response, because she definitely comes from, obviously a perspective of, being someone this apology might be appropriate for. And she essentially says, like, hey, I'm probably not going to watch, I'm not like an iDubbbz fan or anything. I'm probably not going to watch any of his videos going forward. But I at least feel a little bit more safe if he's like at a convention or we pass by each other or whatever. Like, I'm not going to immediately dismiss him as like that.
Do you really feel that threatened by the use of the N-word? Like, if someone called you the N-word, do you immediately fear for your life? Like, is that really a thing, or is this just performative nonsense?
It's just performative nonsense.
Okay. Because I know, like, all my black guy friends don't, but you're a black woman. Wait, do any of your black female friends?
Like fear for? Hell no.
Like if someone said it to, I don't want to say her name.
My bestie.
So we'll just call her Alice and her crazy colored afros.
Yeah.
So if someone said the N-word to her, she'd be in fear for her life?
No, but they better be in fear for theirs.
Yeah, I've met
You've
that.
seen that Amazon.
Yeah, I've met that woman. Jesus Christ, that's death by snoo right there.
And she's got whatever belt in Taekwondo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What about your other black female friends? Is there a single black female friend you have who would be in fear for their life if a white person said the N-word to them? Not like in a mean way, not like with a hard R, or like was coming after them, but just said it in their presence. Yeah. Or in a YouTube video.
No.
Okay.
None.
Just checking.
None.
The racist guy or whatever. And that's, to be honest, like all I'm, all I could ask for in that case.
Good. Well, I appreciate that I really appreciate that you sat down. I appreciate the willingness to own it, because like I said, it's just true. It's not just true about you. Like, I have my own white friends. We know. We can call him up, be like, ooh, Mark, that was racist. He'd be like, oh, my fault. And you course correct. The only way that you can fix a problem is if you acknowledge it exists. We all have biases and prejudices, and I can't rake you over the.
Do you course correct as well when your white friends tell you you're being racist? Because you've done it several times in this interview. iDubbbz didn't call it out, but you have.
No,
she
for does not, because she does not
what's been done, but what I wanted to do was maybe explain to you, I was like, if I seem to have a path or an ability to talk to him, let me give you some of my thoughts, and maybe that helps you better understand where the community comes from, and maybe other people listening to it and watching it that are open to that can get it too, and we can maybe do something better about how we deal with these pivots, these apologies. Yeah.
I super appreciate it. I think the you bringing up Jinx and other Black creators that have been affected, I think is very appropriate. And I think you're right. I think like he was, I think, the first person I did a content cop video on, and it's been a long time since then. And you're right. Like a lot of these, I'm thinking about like Keemstar and even Rice Gum. Like all of these guys have like been kind of continued to like push on because they are, I don't know, they're like cockroaches of YouTube. They just continue to like make content.
He just won't admit they're talented.
Nope.
He doesn't mean any of this apology because the answer to that is they are talented. They are entertaining. That's why people watch them. That's why your content cop had a minimal effect on them. They took a hit when it came out and they got mad about it, and they turned it into, or Ice Gum did diss tracks and tried to turn it into an online beef to kind of milk the drama. And Keemstar just like lashed out at you and made fun of you for a minute, and then he moved on. Like, they're not cockroaches, they're entertainers. You're boring. You are fucking boring.
'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring!
Content, whether it be drama or anything else. So, I think it's easy to forget those who disappear off the internet and generally neglected. So I appreciate that. And also, if you if you ever need to get a white guy's perspective on
don't pick his.
Don't pick him. No.
He does not speak for us. No.
who's definitely like been there. I'm always available.
Where the fuck have you been? You admitted it took you 10 years to leave your bedroom. What
Apparently
the fuck?
32
You
years
ain't been nowhere.
empathy.
It took you 32 years to learn empathy. You ain't been nowhere.
Thank you so much, Ian. I'm glad this went well. I was I believe it or not, I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah, hey. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying. I was nervous too. Black
Good,
women
I'm
are
glad.
scary.
Listen.
All right, well, there's our interview. There's iDubbbz getting racially investigated. So what'd you think? How'd it go? How did he do?
I think
Is he good in the eyes of Black people now? Has he redeemed himself? Do you accept his reparations?
No, I don't. Okay? And it has nothing to do with the N-word.
Oh my god, dude.
Actually, I am more offended that he did this dumbass interview with this dumbass bitch. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think he may have found like the Black equivalent to him. They are both equally fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No.
That girl was all talk before the interview about how angry and worked up she was, and then got there and it was just this fucking glaze fest.
Yeah.
You fucking clout goblin. You fuck Jesus Christ.
She's a clout Smeagol.
You're just gonna get what little clout you can get off this guy. You're so excited to have a guy with millions of subscribers on your 100,000 subscriber channel. Was this the most popular video on your channel? I gotta check your channel now. All right, videos. Let's see, popular. No, it's not your most popular, but it's up there. It looks like you had very popular videos years ago, and then you've been declining in views, and then you did the iDubbbz thing, and you got your views back. So it's not the most popular, but it was. After that, you got way more views than you got before it, though. So it definitely boosted your channel, because if you go back past that, she's getting like 95,000 views, 80,000, 90,000. She's struggling to break 100,000. Does the iDubbbz video, breaks 100,000, and then every video you have after that seems to hover around 150,000. So it worked. It got you your clout. So I hope you got what you were after there.
Yep.
You did your little clout chase, and it worked. You racially investigated the white guy, if that's what you want to call that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what she's calling that.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, let me see if I can find that real quick before we move on, before we call it a night here. Jinx. I'm just gonna do Jinx. Nick. Panel with Jinx. And Nick Fuentes. Was Destiny on that panel too? I think he might have been the white guy on it.
Damn it.
Or maybe he reacted to it. Jinx, Nick, Abba? Let me try Googling instead of searching YouTube. YouTube's full of a bunch of other creators that have similar names. Alright, let's go with Jinx, Nick, Abba, panel. Oh shit, there's people fighting
I
next
was
to me.
gonna say, it sounds like shooting over there.
It is. Let's go figure out where they're at. There's only two left other than me.
That's time I'll never get back, just so you know.
I don't even know how to find this panel now. One of them's behind that building, fighting the other one. I'm gonna let them battle it out. And then I'll clean up whatever's left and grab my win. What? Again? How? I know I hit him just as many times as he hit me, and he was weak from the fight before, but okay. Whatever. Oh, fuck. What was his name? Jinx Reload? Wikitubia? Oh, he spells it with an I, not a Y. Okay. Alright, let's go to Jinx's YouTube channel and see if I was right about. Yeah, I was right. He deleted all the videos on his channel. There's nothing on his channel now. Yeah, he deleted everything of his second channel. Where's his main channel? His channels. I don't even know if he has a. Yeah, he shut his channel down in 2023. Yeah, so you're gonna tell me that like iDubbbz doing a content cop on him in 2015 led to his downfall, but he and it chased him off the internet and it chased him off YouTube, but he didn't leave YouTube until 2023. So it took almost 10 years for the full effect of that video to take place. That's not how the internet works, sweetie. That is absolute fucking bullshit. That is not how that happened. But if we go to his let's go to his Instagram. Let's go to his Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's. Let's Gonna be a lot of Jesus stuff on here, right? Damn, he's all gray now. We're old. Sports stuff.
He's very into him.
I mean, it is.
It seems.
It is his Instagram.
I mean, I guess I don't really do Instagram, so I don't know.
Pretty sure he went on a Jesus kick for a minute, and that's why he deleted his channel. I don't know if he's still doing that, but. I mean, regardless, he made his money. Like, he's still a millionaire.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, are we really going to be like the black creators you hurt? Oh, you mean the millionaire? He decided to stop doing YouTube and just enjoy his money? Yeah, oh man, iDubbbz really hurt that guy.
Gone about his way.
Like, he made his money and all you did was... Oh, you mean the black guy who was able to retire before he was 30? Yeah. Wow, yeah. I bet he
really hurt him.
I bet he wish he never made YouTube videos now.
Oh,
the fuck is this cope? The fuck is... This is ridiculous. It's his rant about the content cop, but that's still years ago. I can't fucking find it now, but there was a...
Like, you would think there would be more of
Alright, here's
him.
somebody asking... What? Oh, this is 9 years ago. Even the person on Reddit asking about him is from 9 years ago. Like, where's he at now?
Yeah.
Was it with Destiny? I remember it was a whole panel of people. Was Destiny on that panel? Oh, let's check YouTube itself. Excuse me. If I can't find it, searching YouTube itself, then we're gonna call it quits for the stream tonight, guys. Because it's getting late. And I should do tomorrow. Thanks. Destiny. So I know there was a panel with a bunch of black people on it. I can't remember if Destiny was on it or not. I know Nick Fuentes was on it, Abba from Abba and Preach, and Jinx. And it was from a few years ago. I remember seeing clips from it, because I remember the clip about them bringing up interracial relationships to Nick in front of Jinx, because Jinx didn't know who Nick was. So he wasn't expecting the response he got, and he was like, you racist? Nick's like, yeah. Yeah, like he wasn't expecting that level of honesty, and it just like blew his mind. I remember that being funny. And then he went on his rant about how I would lay into you, but I'm found God, I found Jesus, and he went on this whole rant about how he's doing, and that's how they got on the topic about him doing. I think they even pulled up some of his videos on that panel to watch him, and it's just him. Literally, like on his YouTube channel, he spent a while doing religious content where he just reads from the Bible, gives you like religious quotes of the day type shit. But no fucking body watched that, and it looks like in 2023, a couple years ago, he just gave up on that and deleted his channel. But he could have probably kept doing reaction content and would have got his audience back, especially now that reaction content's like so commonplace. Like people don't hate it as much as they used to. He was one of the first ones to do it, and people thought it was lazy at the time. Now reaction content's like, that's like all of commentary and all of debate channels. So like everyone does it now. That's all of streaming, So like people just, they want to see your reaction to stuff now. People get it. He was ahead of his time, basically. And he would probably see a huge resurgence if he had never quit doing it. But switching to Jesus and apologizing. He did kind of a iDubbbz thing where he went on an apology tour and apologized for his content and did all that. Like I remember all this. All of that, though, had nothing to do with iDubbbz. It was ridiculous to blame him for that because he made one content cop. There were a ton of other channels that were also just as big as iDubbbz who also made stuff on him. Like I remember the channel I Hate Everything. That's the whole... It's the whole thing for that channel. He's as big as iDubbbz, and his whole thing is just complaining about shit. And he complained about Jinx in one of his videos, and reaction channels as a whole. So it wasn't just iDubbbz.
No.
You were giving him way too much credit and way too much power. Just like you give way too much power to the N-word.
Yep.
I'm in fear for my life. That guy that said the N-word on the internet might be at my airport right now. Okay. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Grow up.
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to do it for this video, guys. We saw iDubbbz get racially investigated. Spoiler alert. I think he hasn't changed one bit. I think all of that is still in him. And he's not at all remorseful.
No.
Because you can hear it in the apology and the way that he says things. Because he doesn't actually apologize.
No.
It's one of those, I'm sorry your feelings are hurt thing. He's doing what he needs to do to gain an audience now. I don't think he's learned a fucking thing.
No.
Other than who he needs to clout chase from. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I want to thank all you wonderful witches for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers so I can go ahead and hit the second level of monetization and have, you know, full access to YouTube. Maybe make a couple of shekels off of those ads. So help me get there. You can also join the Discord to leave me stuff to react to or talk about all the drama in there. We also talk about video games and other stuff. For now, though, I'm going to bed, so we're going to end this stream here. I want to thank you guys for watching this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.